Hello, everybody. How are we all doing today? Happy Spooky Day! I am so excited. Hold on, let me turn down the Spotify just a little bit there. But how we all doing? Oh my goodness, I'm so excited for today. We are going to be, yes, I know, I matched my emote now. It's so exciting. We're going to be reading ghost stories today and carving pumpkins virtually, which is a bit of fun. Also, I have like a shirt on, like a Halloween shirt, and then I have this. I know, isn't the hat amazing, Ellie? Thank you so much for getting it for me, and this whole, I mean, this thing too, as well, the little cape that goes with it. Also, um, oh, okay, there you go. Also, I saw when I put my hair is very long, right? But when I put this on originally, I saw it at this length here. Guys, do you think I would suit a long bob? Like, what if I just cut it here? I don't know. You love the hat? Thank you, Sawa. I think it's great. I think it's super cutie. Okay, let me scroll back to the beginning and say hello to everybody. Also, if you look at it this way, it just looks like I'm wearing like a cowboy hat or something. That'd be cute. Yay. Oh my goodness. Okay. First to stream, congratulations, Phoenix. And then our early birds today are Phoenix, Ellie, Cleo, please don't ask why, and Sawa, congratulations on getting those early birds. And then our daily buttons today are Phoenix and please don't ask why, Cleo, Ellie, Sawa, Little Void, and Call Me Sleepy Joe. Welcome on in. It does look a bit like the cowboy hat. Um, I know, right? But it's so cute. It's so cute. It's just when I look up a little bit. But I think I figured out a way to wear it where it won't do like a red band on my forehead. I just have to let it rest a little bit higher up. So that's what that is about. But anyways, so it's kind of cutie. And we're gonna play a pumpkin carving game while I read you some of the spooky stories that you all submitted in the Discord. If you have more that you would like to submit, please feel free to do so. We have a few, so we'll see how long it takes to get through all those. Um, and the pumpkin carving like game that I am playing is like free, and you can play it. There's a link to it in the Discord as well under the Halloween plans. Fire Burby, welcome on in. Thank you for sewing your daily button as well. And then as a reminder or like a special event today again, we have reopened tarot completely. So, oh shoot, I was gonna do. I'm a silly goose. I forgot to do something. Whoops, a daisy. But any throne donation, and then the other predetermined incentives will get you a 5 or a 1 card reading, which is fun. Hold on, let me do this thing. Hello. Nope. Okay. This one? This one. Yeah, okay. Okay, we're gonna do it for this, and we're gonna do it right now. Yay! Okay, so I have a, oh my gosh, 5 stream streak! Oh my gosh, this is so slay. Good for you. Sawa! Oh my god, thank you so much for the $20 towards the new wireless little headphones. Also, Seabliss Blue, welcome on in. Welcome back. You're not able to find where to submit your story. Oh my gosh, no worries at all. I can at you where you can submit it if you'd still like to do so. And thank you for all contributing to the build challenge as well. Sawa, thank you so, so much. Did you want a 5 card or a 1 card reading? Just let me know. I would love to do that for you. But I also just put on 35% off of 5 or more gifted subs today. So for the remainder of stream, we're going to have 35% off of gifted subs. So if you do 5 gifted subs, you'll get a 5 card tarot reading. And so yeah, the headphones are cute. I know, and I don't have any wireless earbuds. So when I have a costume like this, I would actually be able to listen to stream. Right now, I just have it on my speakers because my partner is like at work, so it's not a big deal. But the ones that I have are like $5 from Miniso, so it's very, very kind of you to contribute to that as well. Also, hi, Lil Ratty. Phoenix, could you at Seabliss Blue in the Discord under the Halloween plans section, under the thread, if you can find it, and then that's where they can go to upload that. Also, let me just get the tarot cards ready. Hold up. Wait a minute. Okay, here they are. Get my phone. How are we all doing today? How are we? So we'll start off with a little tarot reading. Also, if Purple Rain pops in, I do owe her one as well. So yeah. But as you can see, if you do exclamation mark tarot, you can see all the like regular incentives. So it's either bits or subs, and then there's different like amounts for each. But anyway, slay. Okay, Sawa, are you ready? I'm so excited. Ellie. Oh my God, Ellie, thank you so much. What is happening on here on this day? My earbuds were just fully funded. Oh my God. Thank you so much, £29.43 to finish off the new little earbud. That's crazy. Guys, I do not deserve that, frankly. That is crazy. I was expecting, like, the minimum donation for Throne. That's, like, so very kind of you. What the heck? Oh my gosh. Okay, I guess I'll have to feature a new gift or something, because that'll be... There we go. I'll move that up. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I think it's just Seabliss Blue still, but I don't know for sure. But let me write that down. Ellie, what kind of tarot card reading would you like today? Would you like to do one of the Fairy Oracle deck, or a traditional 5-card spread, or just anything you want? That's crazy, but thank you so much. I actually feel like crying. Hold on, let me write this down in my to-do list here. So Sawa, 5-card tarot, and then Ellie. You just let me know what you would like, and I'm gonna start getting the tarot cards ready for Sawa. Thank you so much, you guys. I'm actually so excited to get those in the mail now, and now I can have like, oh, it'll be so much easier to stream in cosplays now. Oh my God, I'm shooketh. Thank you so much. Okay, and also if you're having trouble with it too, I can maybe figure it out as well. And Kato, thank you for contributing to the Nightmare Build Challenge as well. 5-card, yes, absolutely, Ellie. Absolutely, Ellie. Okay. This is crazy. Thank you so much. Let me write this down. Okay, to-do list. And thank you for sewing your daily button as well, Kato. Ellie, 5-card tarot. There we go. Alrighty. So, with that being said, what is the Nightmare Build Challenge? I've been missing so much. Oh my gosh, no worries at all. So I started a new Channel Point Redemption community challenge thingy. So you can add up to 2,000 per day. Also, Little Ratty, thank you for sewing your daily button. And basically, and thank you for sewing your first ever daily button, Seabliss. So it's basically like chat guides my build challenge, but I'm forced to use all of the items that I hate the most in The Sims 4. So I'm going to be building, and it's got to be like the ugliest items, and I'm going to still try to make the build look good. So you guys can force me to put in like debug babies or gnomes everywhere or something like that, and I still have to like attempt to make it look nice, even though I'm using the items that I've never used before or hate using. So might be a Batu build, who knows? That's a fun idea. Yeah, I thought so too. I think it'll definitely happen sometime like end of November, so I just figured I'd start looking at that now. And thank you for contributing to the build challenge as well. But it's only if you guys want to see it, so you gotta show me the money. Otherwise, I'm not gonna do it, but I just think it's a fun way to get you guys all involved in things without having it to be monetarily. So, whoop. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? Oh. No, that should be right. Oh, hold on now. What the heck? Oh. Okay, sorry. Sawa, just give me like one moment. I don't even know. Phoenix, hold on. Let me check. Oh, I see. Okay, so, oh, yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. Oh, member. And then Rach needs to also become a member. So now you should be able to tag. So sorry about that. Basically what happened, Seabliss, is that you weren't technically a member of the Discord yet because you had to react to the rules channel, but I just bypassed that for you. The rules are basically don't be terrible, and also you have to be over the age of 18. But anyway, so I added you now in the place where you can put your story if you'd like. So yeah, T. Okay. No, you're not crazy. It's all good. Okay, so thank you so much, you guys. I cannot thank you enough for these earbuds. Like that is actually wild. And if you're just coming in, and you're confused about like what just happened. I basically have said that the tarot incentives, contributions to Throne also will allow you to get a tarot reading. So we're doing Sawa's first, and I have all of the tarot cards right here. So what I'll start by doing is have everyone take a deep breath in for 5 seconds and hold and out. Okay. And Sawa, I hope you find yourself in a comfortable position, seated somewhere. And I want you to think of the question or query that you have in mind. It can be about you, it can be about someone you love, it can be about a relationship or your job or anything that you can sort of think of right now. That's on your mind that you'd like to know about. We're going to do a 5-card spread, which means we're looking at your past, present, future, current potential, and also the reason why you got here. So whatever it is, just start thinking about that as I'm shuffling here, and then you let me know when it feels right to stop shuffling, and then I will start the reading for you. I've got the Scooby-Doo theme song stuck in my head, by the way. Now? Ooh, perfect. I just shuffled too. That's great. Okay. Okay. Beautiful. Oops, sorry about that. I just hit the mic. So, your first card, oops, doopsie. Your first card represents the present situation. No! There's literally no way. The amount I shuffled. Anyway, we have Justice, which is the present situation. It's very fascinating. We'll unpack it all once we put all the cards down. This is very interesting. Okay, now your past, which is still influencing your present, is the Page of Pentacles. Okay, this is very interesting. Alrighty, and then we have the future. Oh my goodness, which is the 10 of Pentacles. This is a very detailed card. I can't wait to unpack this. We have the reason behind the problem, aka exactly how we got from the past to the present, which is the Knight of Swords. T. Interesting. And then finally, we have your current potential in the situation. So what can you do to, oh my god, the Ace of Swords. This is fascinating. So pentacles and swords. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this is your current potential. Taking notes. I'll show you. I'll send a picture of your full spread once stream is done. Okay. Let me see here. Okay. So your present situation is Justice. Let me open up. That is a major arcana. Just so you know. This is just in a general what is going on with me because I'm strong. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Sawa. Honestly, though, I get it. We're all in a weird place right now, I fear. I'm struggling, too, to be honest with you. And I'm also not sure why. Well, you know what? Just a lie. I do know exactly why. And I'm working on it. But it's tough. It's tough out here. It's been a weird couple of weeks. Yeah, it has. It certainly has. All right, here we go. Justice. So Justice is portrayed by a feminine figure sitting on a throne, holding a scale and a sword. So let's read into it. In the Sephiroth, the Kabbalistic tree of life, Justice is paired with mercy. The point being that these two qualities should be held in balance. In terms of the balance of male and female, it may be inferred that justice is male and mercy is female, but in fact, justice is traditionally feminine. She's often depicted holding scales, sometimes blindfolded to show impartiality. Pluto, congrats on the three-stream streak. Welcome on in. Congratulations. So she's often depicted holding scales and blindfolded to show impartiality. In Greek mythology, Themis is the goddess of justice, often shown holding a sword to symbolize the spiritual power dividing heaven and earth. Oh, Seabliss, all you have to do is just, like, type your story there. You don't have to put spoilers around it. I just did that for anyone who didn't want to see anything. But feel free to just write it out. The only thing I will say is that I don't want any, and, like, sorry of censorship, but, like, I just don't want any stories regarding suicide because it's triggering to me, so everything else is okay, though. Anyways, so she's holding a sword symbolizing the spiritual power dividing heaven and earth. The sword is a symbol for justice in Judeo-Christianity. After banishing Adam and Eve for disobedience, God sent a flaming sword to guard the gateway to Eden to prevent their return. In the major arcana, justice signifies not only justice, but the importance of good judgment. At this point, we're asked to judge our own actions, motivation, honesty, and integrity. Spiritually advanced individuals are expected to live up to high standards of behavior. Furthermore, they are expected to show perceptive judgment of others. In Zen Buddhism, the Zen master is said to recognize, even without words, the degree of enlightenment reached by pupils. Justice is not, however, about the threat of rejection and punishment for those found wanting. It is a reminder of the importance of self-appraisal. In any assessment of self or others, justice and mercy are two sides of the same coin. It sounds like you're in a position where you're being asked to make decisions, and this might be a difficult thing for you to cope with at this current moment. Or you have a lot of responsibility on your shoulders and you're unable to cope with it currently. Okay, so what am I looking at? Oh yes, the canopy behind her. The shell or canopy above Justice's throne is a traditional Western symbol of pilgrimage, and hence of endurance and effort. So that to me symbolizes your recent travels. Oh yeah, that too. The red robe that she's wearing. Justice wears the red robe of earthly power and perhaps also sacrifice, in contrast to the blue of the room, which represents spirituality. The scales symbolize sound and impartial judgment. They are an attribute of Themis, Greek goddess of law and order. The sword stands not only for decisive justice, cleanly administered, but also for the ability to cut through ignorance and deceit. So it sounds like you have a lot of good personal insight into, like, when decisions are laid before you. I feel like in general, you are a good judge of character and are good at judging what's going to be best for you and the people in the situation. However, I think this presently represents a concern of, like, an overwhelming amount of power. The throne, the pillars on each side of the throne of justice are symbolic of the necessary balance between justice and mercy. Without this balance, harmony and peace in this world are impossible to find. The pillars also imply imposing authority derived from tradition, where precisely we should ask ourselves, does the power of justice come from? Simmer down, Steph. Welcome on in. How are you doing? I'm doing well, honestly. I'm doing okay. I'm really excited about today's stream. We're doing, like, spooky story readings, tarot readings, pumpkin carving. It's going to be a fun time. But I'm doing pretty well. I hope you're doing well. So that's the present situation. Essentially, I'm thinking here about the importance of judgment on yourself and others, and, like, in what ways are you currently judging yourself? You're getting ready to drive to work. Oh my goodness. Well, I hope you have a good shift at work. Packed days these days, hey. Saturday is not the optimal day to be at work, but there you go. But I hope you're doing okay. I hope you are. Okay, so that's the start there, Sawa. And then if we go to the past, which is how, like, what influences your present right now, it is the Page of Pentacles. So I'm going to move on to that, and then we can see. The page is also called the Prince of Pentacles, I believe. So the card seems spot on. tea. Okay, speaking of though, before we like just taking a pause for a second, y'all, I wish beyond belief that I could do more than just tarot on stream, because I actually love doing tea leaf readings, but you actually physically need to be here to do a tea leaf reading with me because we both have to drink tea and then we read each other's leaves. So it's like literally impossible to do virtually, but I love tea leaf reading and it'd be so fun. Anyways, I love how everyone on stream is always working or eating lunch or something and you're here on the clock watching like a demon. No, honestly, I love that for you too. Wouldn't that be amazing? Like, I was so sad. There's so much like witchcrafty type things that require you to be like in person. So yeah, but wouldn't it be amazing? I would love that. I mean, I guess technically we could do it in a way that like you'd have to buy a lot of the supplies, is all I'm saying. Like you'd have to have a good shallow cup and tea leaves, not just like a tea bag. And then, you know, it'd be a lot to ask of someone to do, but I like performing it in person. It's very fun. But I had the, anyways, all right. I had a good reading the other day with the tea leaf with my friend. So, all right. Prince of Pentacles, AKA the Page of Pentacles. This is your past that currently influences the present situation. So why you're feeling judgmental towards yourself, why you're putting why there's a lot of pressure on you right now to do this kind of stuff. So, oh my God. The Prince or the Page is the hero archetype. Sorry, my green screen's kind of weird. Courageous and gifted, but one who risks becoming headstrong and losing his way in his quest for wisdom. The symbol of the mind. The element earth, color green, direction north. It is feminine, the sign of nature, elemental forces, earth magic, and stardust. The Page or Prince of Pentacles is the most assured of the princes, secure in his power, in the power of nature. He's a formidable juggler, sometimes someone who keeps diverse elements in a complex balance that may threaten at times to collapse. He's relaxed and outgoing, although highly intelligent. The confidence and showmanship of the Prince of Pentacles can lead to him taking serious risks. So this is like confidence. So I think like where we got to is, again, is that idea of the hero archetype. So it's like you expected a lot from yourself in the past, or a lot was expected of you, which led you to the place of self-judgment where you are now. It's giving like, I think it's like you gave too much to yourself in the past and you were the hero for everyone else, and then maybe neglected yourself. So yeah, okay. I saw that and I was like, interesting. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, perfect. If you're still having trouble or anything, like, I'm sure, Phoenix, I trust you to like, I don't know, read, what's the word? Not, hello? Scan, read, veto, whatever. You can okay versus not okay, whatever is going on there. Okay, so next we have the future, which is the Ten of Pentacles. So it's interesting. You got pentacles going all directions here. This is a beautiful card. Let me just open this up. Also, thank you for sewing your daily button, Pluto. I hope you're doing well. I hope you are doing well. Okay, so this is your future, which is beautiful. It's perfect. Oh my God, this is such a perfect future card. Okay, let's unpack what this one looks like, because the one in my book looks a bit different. So this one here, I see a tower in the background. If you're aware of the tower card in tarot, that's the same tower. So they're not, it's connected to the tower, which is interesting. So it's like another big decision-making kind of card. We also have two dogs down at the bottom. And they are like attending to their master, for lack of a better word. I don't know. The person over in this corner, that figure. Then we have a child, a very small infant, toddler child right there. And we have two other figures looking at each other one way and the other. Spoopy! That's what I'm saying, Sawa. I was like, no, not to tell everyone your life story, but this feels particularly relevant to you. So anyway, so that's that. So, but the good thing is, the reason this is spooky is because it's actually really a beautiful card, okay? So 10 is the number of completion, formed around the symbol for 1 and the symbol for 0. I guess that's kind of obvious. The final stage of the journey through the minor arcana. So the pentacles, again, are the element earth, color green, direction north. It is feminine. The sign of nature, elemental forces, earth magic, and stardust. The Ten of Pentacles, which completes the journey, asks us to reflect on what we've learned and ask ourselves whether we've been too demanding in our requirements. There's a place for perfectionism, but it is possible to add one finishing touch too many, to become excessively stressed over tiny details. Are our motives for demanding excellence altruistic or selfish? Lucy, welcome on in, girly. How you doing? And Lauren, welcome in. How are you today? So Sawa, to me, this is giving like your future is looking really good if you take care of yourself now, and if you like, you know, take care of the pressure that you're putting on yourself with the Justice card. But how you doing? How is everybody? How are you feeling? I'm gonna be playing some Pumpkin Carving Simulator in a minute or two. We're just doing a couple of tarot card readings today. Making dinner, no worries at all. Enjoy your little lurk and enjoy that. Also, Rach, welcome on in. Thank you for swinging your daily button as well. I hope we're doing okay today. Okay, so we're on card number 4 of 5 here. So the fourth card is the Knight of Swords. So this is, again, we've got a past, which is, you know, giving too much of yourself, which led to the present, which is this like pressure on yourself and this overwhelm. And now we have this card here, which is kind of the igniting factor, the reason we got to where we are today, which is the Knight of Swords. So let's have a look. Let's break it down. Swords, how are we? Knight of Swords. Ooh. This is interesting. So the Knight, I believe, is also considered the Princess card. So the Princess is the, or the Knight, are the ideal of aesthetic beauty, the mistress of earth magic and mysteries, inclined to be dreamy, lost in imagination and fantasy, the symbol of the body. The element is fire, the color is yellow, and the direction is south. It is masculine, the sign of rational thinking, and of the warrior who defeats all obstacles. I know, right? I know. So there you go. This is you. The Princess of Swords, or the Knight of Swords, is the strongest and most warrior-like of the princesses. She can wound, but she can also cut through falsehoods. Swords are a masculine sign, and she challenges us with her fiery temperament. The Princess of Swords asks how comfortable we are in the presence of feminine power in ourselves or others. Can we accept the Amazon archetype as we accept the hero? The values here are challenge and passion. So, to me, what this says is that at a certain point, you are giving up way too much of yourself and like not attending to your own needs. So much so that you became a complete hero archetype. You put your entire identity into that, which led us to getting to here, which is this sense of unknown, overwhelm, burdened with responsibility and decision making, the ability to be, the keeper of justice. It's a lot to take on. Lurk, no worries at all. Enjoy, Fire Burby, enjoy. So that's really interesting to me. Now, we do have a positive future outcome, which is this idea of, like, you're surrounded by your friends and family, your loved ones and everything. But you also have the decision in the background of that tower, which is coming up. So it's kind of like a warning, which means, what are we going to do about it? Well, this is your present, hello? The power? What did I say? Potential, sorry. This is your current potential with this situation. So you're feeling a little bit like, I don't know what's going on right now, and this is what you can do with it, or do about it. And it's the Ace of Swords, which is a very, like, I don't know, visually poignant kind of card here. So let's have a look. Let's have a look. I'm glad it's been spot on. That's great. All right, the One of Swords, or the Ace of Swords here. Let's show it off. The Ace is the principal pip card. Unity, wholeness, new beginnings, the sum of all possibilities, the center, the only indivisible number. Swords are the element fire, color yellow, direction south. Male, the sign of rational thinking, and the warrior who defeats all obstacles. A warrior needs only a single sword to cut through confusion and get straight to the heart of any issue or difficulty. By rational linear thinking, he may need to act alone with single-minded determination. His loneliness is emphasized in his design by the closed door before entering the next sage, the warrior must prove himself. So we have a single sword held by a disembodied hand with a crown on it. Basically what this means to me is that you got yourself into this low-key, and you can most certainly get yourself out of it, and it's mostly going to be a solo venture. But that's the strength that you have, is that you're able to do that. And I think you just need to have a bit of confidence, because yes, there's this big weight of responsibility right now on you, but you can do it. Basically, it basically is showing you that you have that kind of strength and courage to chop down anything that comes in your way, to get to that place of balance with the 10 of Pentacles. So, T. Yeah, you've got this. You're gonna do so good. You are gonna do so good. And thank you again. Like, I can't even thank you enough for the throne donation, and like now I have earbuds on the way, so it's gonna be so incredibly helpful for stream and everything. So it's really, really very kind of you. I'm gonna quickly take a picture of your cards, and then we'll move on to do Ellie's. So let me just do this real quick. The other interesting thing about this that I didn't even like say before is that they were literally all, none of them were in reverse. It was not much needed. Yay, I'm so glad to hear that. Yeah. All right, here we go. I'm so oh, Jesus Christ. I'm knocking everything around. I'm glad that it was perfect and then it resonated with you. I will send you that picture as soon as I can. Yeah, there was no reversals at all. Everything was it was like on the straight and narrow. Like, it was the most clear-cut reading I think I've ever had. It was like very, very obvious and straightforward, which is cool. So, yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay, I will definitely DM you that after stream, but I'm gonna do Ellie's next. So, Ellie, are you here? Are you ready to receive your 5-card tarot reading? Anything is better than your poor child stealing fairy. Thank you. Okay, beautiful. So, same thing as Sawa. We'll start with a breath. So we're gonna go in for 5. And hold. And out. All right. Now I want you to be situated in a comfortable position wherever you are. Be open to receiving any, information from this that you would like to take with you. If any of it doesn't resonate, that's also totally fine. So I want you to think about what you are wanting to ask about, whether that's a partner, if it's yourself, if it's a friend, if it's like a family member or something, if you have a particular question about the past, present, and the future. Anything is better than frogs. What if the cards are like, you're actually a frog? I still think that guy was cute, okay? I know that it was kind of traumatizing, but I thought it was kind of cutie. So anyways, I'm going to keep shuffling the cards right now, and you just let me know when you feel compelled to say stop. And then... the Hive Train emote. I love that one, though. It's so cute. It really is. It's the best thing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh my god. Sorry, I've got some like random vocal stems. Oh, there we go. That are stuck in my head right now. The main one being womp womp womp. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I just can't stop doing it. All right, perfect. So, your present situation, can I first ask, like, are you thinking about yourself? You don't have to tell me specifically, obviously, because it's going to be more authentic if you don't, but just so that it makes more sense, because sometimes it can get a little convoluted if I'm like, this doesn't sound like it's about you know what I mean? So is it about you or another? And then it's the way I can frame how I speak. 5, 6, ooh, it's about you, okay. So the present situation, beautiful card by the way, is the 6 of Cups. So there is a... Are these both children? Yeah, these are both children. So there's a smaller child and a larger child, and one is giving the other a cup that has a flower in it. And all the cups are filled with flowers. It's like in a little township. That's very cute. I don't think I've ever seen this card before. It's your main current situation. Okay. And now this is the past that is currently influencing your present situation. The Hermit. He's gonna eat them. No, please. We can't keep getting away with this. No, not the pumpkin spice latte. All right, this is your pass. I swear to God, I'm taking this seriously. All right, next one. Ooh, okay, so this is your future card. This is the Queen of Wands in reverse. The Queen of Wands in reverse. She's got a black cat! Oh, that's so cute. I don't think I've ever seen this card either. These are some new cards. Okay. Now, your the event that kind of led to where you currently are is the Two of Wands. Also, Jen, welcome on in. Thank you for sewing your daily button. No, please. Oh, this is so cool. Do you see this? In the Two of Wands here, this is a person who's holding the world in the palm of their hands, which is interesting. Also, Steph, thank you for sewing your daily button too. Ah! Oh my gosh, Jen! Thank you so much for the 4 months. That's wild. You just... What? It says resubbed for 6 months at tier 1. They've been subbed for 4 months. Did you sub for in advance? I can't tell, but thank you so much for the 4-month streak at tier 1. That is so very kind of you. What the heck? I cannot believe it's been that fast as well. Life is crazy. September savings. Oh, true. Right. I didn't know that you did that in advance in September. We do love September here. Reminds you. Oh my gosh, what do we got? Okay, so then your current potential. Oh my gosh, you got a lot of major arcana, Ellie. Your current potential in the situation is the Empress in reverse, which is shocking. Thank you so much for finishing off our sub goal for the day, though. That is very, very kind of you. The Empress in reverse. Also, not these emotes. We're trying to do a serious reading for poor Ellie, and every single time it just gets derailed. Oh, jeez. Oh, Jesus. Let me mark that off my to-do list. I did Sawa's. There we go. No, it's okay. This is actually a really interesting reading so far. And I'm very excited about it. So, the current situation is the Six of Cups. So let's go over to that place. Where is the cups? Ellie, thank you for the 10 bits. Wait, why didn't that go up in my goals? Oh, that's so annoying. Thank you for gigantifying that emote. Hello? Oh my gosh, Kato. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for the Prime sub. And now you've started a Hive Train. Oh my god. We do have a deal on gifted subs right now. It is 35% off of 5+ gifted subs, which will get you a 5-card tarot reading, which is a bit of fun. So, I mean, just saying. Anyway, woo-wee! Thank you so much, though, you guys. That's very, very kind. You did not need to do any of that, but that is very sweet of you. That is so sweet. Sawa, oh my god. Thank you for the 100 biddies. What is happening on here on this day? The goals have been smashed already. Laced, welcome on in. Thank you for sewing your daily button. All right, let me turn off my goals then. There you go. You don't have to look at those anymore, which is beautiful. Thank you guys so much for this Hype Train. What that? We're 69% done a level 1 Hype Train. Oh, whoop, whoop. Oh my goodness. You're sadly now at work. Oh, no worries at all, Steph. No worries at all. Thank you for popping in. I really do appreciate you. I really do. Thank you, thank you. Okay, well, we're gonna have to ignore this hype train because Ellie deserves to have the cards read. So we're going to just carry on as is right now. Let me find the cups and then we'll get started here. I hope Ellie's reading us. Aw, thank you, Steph. Thank you. I'm sure it's gonna be great. Goals are done. Like, we don't need to do a darn thing else. We do not. Unless I'm mistaken. Did I not enable the sale? I think I did. Let me make sure. Let me make sure so I'm not lying to you all. I think I am. Yeah, it is. Okay, good. Perfect. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. Where are we here? 6 of Cups. So 6 is the number of good fortune, success, and perfect balance. The number of the cube, which faces in all directions and even when toppled, retains its shape. The cups are the element water, color blue, and direction west. They are feminine, the sign of fertility and nurture, the unconscious, intuitive knowledge, beauty, symmetry, and mystery. The 6 of Cups illustrates the balance of the number 6 with 3 cups on either side. It is formed by 2 sets of 3, the number of the Trinity, perhaps akin to the 6 found on dice, with the cup openings suggesting the 6 little depressions. This is a lucky card, but more importantly, conjures up joy and optimism. So the values here are optimism and pleasure. So looks to me like the current situation is encouraging you to seek joy right now, and also to find some balance. It seems that you're in a decent spot, and also like this joy, what is it called? Joy and optimism seems to me to be represented by these 2 children exchanging these flowers in the cups, which is quite nice. So it's kind of a calm card. Yeah. Balanced. Joy and optimism, at least in your near future, if it's not happening already. So not doing too shabby, honestly. Let me go to the past, though. Let's see if we can get some more insight about what's happening. Okay, so the past is the Hermit, which is a major arcana, and it is number 9. So we'll have to find that. Thank you so much again for this hype train, you guys. It's very, very kind of you. IX. The Hermit. Here we go. All right. This is a really interesting card to get, by the way. I love the Hermit. So the Hermit is a transitional card, indicating that the traveler is about to enter a more enigmatic, demanding phase of the journey. The card symbolizes the truth that many insights can only be discovered through quiet contemplation, away from human society. Significantly, 9, the number of this card, is the product of 3 times 3. 3 being the basis of the Trinity and the prime spiritual number. Okay, we already talked about the 3 times 3 in your current number 6, which is interesting to me. So that's good to know. Also, your Empress card, which is coming in the future, is also number 3. So lots of 3s here. Also, yeah, Kat, if you want to show me your tarot cards, you can throw that in the Discord. I'd love to see them. But yeah, thank you so much for this hype train, you guys. That's very, very kind. We smashed all the goals for today. That was awesome. Okay, so the card has life-enhancing powers. The Hermit shines light in dark places because he carries the message in solitude, silence, and He carries the message that solitude, silence, and meditation are essential aids to spiritual progress. Solitude takes us away from the multiple distractions of the material world. Silence enables us to become aware of ourselves and our own reality, while meditation allows us to turn the mind inward and become receptive to the subtle wisdom that arises from the collective unconscious and from the mysterious reaches beyond even this. We all have the Hermit within us. There is an element of isolation even in our intimate relationships. Although we may bond with one another, we can never fuse with another. Yet many of us grow up without any real sense of what it means to enjoy our own company. Thus, the symbol of the Hermit, which is an attendant lessons, is particularly appropriate for us living as we do amid the sensory overload of our modern existence. Okay. T. Let me do some more details here because this major arcana usually have more to them. So the Hermit carries a lamp, both to illuminate his own path and as a guiding light to those who might wish to follow in his footsteps. Light, in its double aspect of search and revelation, is a constant theme in spiritual and mystical literature. The star hints at spiritual significance, the moon suggests illumination of a heavenly nature. The staff is another symbol frequently associated with the search for revelation and spiritual truth. Pilgrims carry staffs on their long journeys to holy places, and the staff serves as a means of both support and protection. It also symbolizes the association between humankind and nature. In addition, it represents trust and companionship. The hood and the cape. The hermit's monkish robe and hood suggest austerity, while the hood also signifies secrecy and the rejection of vanity. The sandals. A pair of sandals is characteristic of the garb of both hermits and pilgrims, representing material poverty and a willingness to suffer if necessary on the stony path to enlightenment. So basically, what this is giving is inner wisdom. So basically, you have past experiences of exploring this inner wisdom and really having profound spiritual experiences that have led you to this current state of joyful optimism, which is a slay. Yeah, Ellie is wise. Oh my goodness. Which is great. And it looks like you have a lot of both internal and external support with that. So it's like you have your own strength in that journey. But you've also had some good time to self-reflect as well, which is interesting. Now, your future is the Queen of Wands in reverse. So if we go to that, let's have a look. It's accurate? Well, that's great. That's great. Glad to hear it. So the Queen of Wands, we'll talk about why it's reversed, but let's just read the thing in general. So the Queen is the mother archetype, but more possessive, controlling, and demanding than the major arcana Empress. At her best, she represents the soul. The wands are the element air, color red, and direction east. It is masculine, the sign of the magician, of shape-changing, and of growth. So it looks like you're going to do some growing in the future here. Anyways, the Queen of Wands is a magical and kindly figure. Of the four elements, air is the most essential for life, and the Queen of Wands is thus the most nurturing of the queens, although her nurture can at times seem cold and impersonal. She's the most honest of the queens. In this depiction, the unicorn is there's some that have a unicorn in it, but there's like a lunar depiction of principle, otherworldly power. In this one, we have, let me read this out for you, or look at it with you. So we have a sunflower on her throne. We have a single wand she uses as a staff, and then we have a black cat, which can mean many things. With this in reverse, what I'm seeing here is that this doesn't represent you, or it represents someone else in your life right now. So in your future, in your future, because it's the future card. But in the future, you have this sort of demanding, controlling kind of person, a very strong feminine figure, who is nurturing you, or who will nurture you in a significant way. And I think being open to that is important, because while it can seem a little bit over the top, I think this person means well. So this is the reason it's in reverse to me anyway, is because the queen does not represent you. It is someone else, another figure. That's why it's like outside of you. And that's kind of the future there, which is interesting. Okay, so then the way we got from the Hermit to the Six of Cups is the Two of Wands. So another wand card, which is curious. So let's read that. Two is also a pretty stable number. Oh, yes. Okay, cool. So this is the number of duality. Two realizes the beginning. Yeah, two realizes the new beginnings associated with one. The unity of one becomes the diversity of two. The wands are the element air, color red, direction east. It is masculine, the sign of the magician, of shape-changing and growth. To me, this means that there was a second figure entered your life, because you started very solo with the Hermit. And now, oh my god, wait a minute. Yeah, damn, hold on. You started here being super independent, and somehow you got to here where there's two people, and it's a very stable set of numbers with 6. And this is where it represents another person entering the equation. Interesting. Okay, let's read more. The Two of Wands of this card come together supporting one another. But we must remember that as soon as one becomes two, the possibility of conflict arises. The power of combination is ambivalent. If you rub two sticks together, we get fire, which may be creative warmth or alternatively wasteful destruction. Even conflict can be positive when it brings clarification and progress. So the ideas here are, or the values here are generation of ideas. What this means to me is that, like, you had a great deal of independence and a sense of self and a sense of exploration and discovery. A second person or a second thing entered your situation that led you to diversifying a little bit and becoming more reliant on others, which led to this sort of joyful optimism that you're feeling right now. And this was like a pivotal change where you maybe had a bit of conflict at first and now it's been resolved for the most part. And then in the future, what it's looking like is that there's going to be another figure coming in who's more of like a motherly role. That's so spooky. Is it? Interesting. Okay, and then let's talk about your current potential in the situation, which is the Empress card in reverse, which is another feminine figure in reverse, mind you. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited for you. The cards always, I know. All right. Whereas the High Priestess represents the mysterious, spiritual side of the feminine, the Empress shows her complementary instinctive side, the Earth Mother, fertility, emotions, nurture, and sustenance. Meeting her, the Fool examines his understandings of other people's feelings. The High Priestess can be aloof, yet the Empress is warm. In contrast to the High Priestess's concern with wisdom and the unconscious, the Empress is concerned with feelings and consciousness, and the flourishing of creativity. So this is definitely you. We'll have to figure out why it's in reverse in a minute. Enthroned in nature's abundance, she urges the Fool to appreciate the wonders of the natural world, to be grateful for its generosity, and to see nature as a miracle. The creation of being from non-being, the magical transformation of unseen spiritual potential into bountiful physical life. However, nature can be cruel. The warmth and light of summer can turn into a cold, dark winter. The Empress can become... Hello? I lost my spot. Oh, yes. The Empress can become the overpossessive, demanding mother. We must remain a little wary of her because she can distract us with her material gifts, but can also remove these gifts at will. Moving through the tarot does not mean that the earlier cards are left behind. Their influence remains, modifying the traveler's relationship with later cards and reappearing when guidance is needed. Much is learned by placing the High Priestess and the Empress side by side and meditating on these two aspects of the feminine. Now there's more here. And I'm actually now, things are falling into place for me personally. I'll get into why. So the orb and cross that she's holding and next to her and everything, the two symbols that surmount the Empress staff indicate her relationship to the physical world and the spiritual world. Together they stand for the mystic union between spirit and matter, the masculine and feminine that brings forth life and nature. The crown is the symbol of the Empress's regal status. I'll put it this way just so you can see it. Right? Okay. And also of the gifts given to us at birth. It contrasts with the less ostentatious coronet worn by the High Priestess, further emphasizing the difference between the women. The Empress leaves us in no doubt of her status. The High Priestess shows her humility. Okay, cool. The shield. The Empress has no weapons, but she carries a shield. It's that little thing in the bottom there. The power of nature to protect herself from mistakes made by humankind. Nature existed before we did and will exist long after we are gone. The mythic eagle symbolizes the sun on which nature depends on, just as we depend on nature. The trees in the background, the summer offers us pleasing profusion, contrasting with the profusion of artifice, exemplified by the luxurious cuffs on the Empress's sleeves. A wood is a place into which we lose ourselves and find ourselves. Okay, now hold the phone. So, I lied. I didn't lie, but I think things are more clear now. The reason that your future and your potential are in reverse is because you haven't made the decision yet to do so. But I think what happens is these are incredibly related to one another. So I'm going to put them here just so you can see them again. So the Empress is your current potential. The Queen of Wands is your potential future. The reason they're in reverse, in my opinion, is because you haven't decided, you're at a crossroads where you haven't decided whether or not you want to become this yourself yet. So I think it's a warning. It's a warning to maybe not become too overpossessive and demanding of others, and to be clear about where your power lies. Because right now it seems like you're in a somewhat stable place, And so because these are in reverse, I think it's more of a bit of a warning. There is a second interpretation in which this is still another figure in addition to you because they're both in reverse. Typically, your current potential only references you, but this could be an influencing factor that's out of your control right now, where it's like the same figure represented in both of these, kind of like not having made this decision yet. Does that make sense? I don't know if I explained that okay. Interesting? Yeah. Definitely is interesting. It feels like you're doing everything right, though. Makes sense. Okay, I'm gonna take a picture of this then, real quick. And then we'll get into the ghost stories. And some pumpkin carving. I'm so excited. Thank you so much again for fully funding my earbuds. Like, I cannot believe it. All right. Thanks for the readings. Yes, of course. Oh my gosh. Alrighty. Put these away now. Because I think that's probably enough chaos for today. You guys went absolutely crazy. I wasn't expecting that at all. So let's just put this here then. And then we will move on. But thank you very, very much. If you'd like to do the Fairy Oracle deck or the other, or a different type of tarot, offers are still open for the rest of the day. And we do still have our offer of 35% off of 5+ gifted subs, which gets you a 5-card reading. So yeah, all right. You've been waiting to get the time to nab a reading for days. Oh my gosh, Sawa. Well, I'm so glad that we got to do it then. That's amazing. All right, so this game here is a pumpkin carving game, obviously. Let's pick a pumpkin. Which pumpkin should I do? I'm gonna do this one. Isn't it so cute, you guys? I'm actually gonna cry. Like, it's actually adorable. Hold on, let me test this out. Look! Oh, I love this so, so much. Oh, this is so freaking cute. No pumpkin innards, I know. Well, here's the thing, right? I genuinely couldn't figure out how to actually capture myself carving a real pumpkin. So, this is what we're getting today. But what should I do as my, like, design? Yes, I want to know a cute fact, Phoenix. Tell me. I'm so curious. Also, I'm going to the spooky stories thing now. Okay. Tell me your cute fact, and then I'm gonna start with my own supernatural story that I don't even have written down, but I want to tell you guys anyway. Do you freehand it all, or are the templates? That's a great question. I think maybe there's only, I think it's just freehanded. Also, I can visit a festival. Hold on, cancel. Mr. Phoenix's pet name for me is Pumpkin. Aw, that's so cute. You know what I might do? I might do like a little... Oh. Yo, this is so cool. I sent the link to it in the Discord. Oh, I like this. Hold on, I gotta undo some of these. Wait, I love that. Hold on, let me send the link. Also, we're gonna have an ad soon, so I mean, I guess I shouldn't start my story yet. But I'll get that there in a minute. Here, let me send the link to the pumpkin carver. You guys can play it along with me. We can visit each other in the village, I believe. You do have to download it. It is a free game. You can just choose to donate if you want to the people who developed it, but yeah. Anyway. I think I want to make like a One of my P-pod emotes. Maybe. I mean, this is a moon, obviously. Let's just undo all this. Should I do an emote? I feel like I should. Which one should I do? I mean, I guess I'll just start with like the circle. Let's do that first. Okay. Okay, that's a good start. And then what we'll do is I think we'll have like holes for the eyes. I'm just waiting for the ads to start, which is why I'm not saying anything yet. This kind of looks weird. This one for sure. Oh my god. All right, let's go to Words on Stream for a minute or two. Sorry about that. I'm gonna go get some more water. We'll be back in 3 minutes. Thank you for doing all the tarot and everything with me. I really do appreciate it. We'll get back into all the stories and the pumpkin carving in about 3 minutes. All right, you should be back from the ads now. Thank you so much for sitting through those. I really do appreciate it. They help support the channel. All right, we'll just finish off this round and then we'll get back into things. Ooh, that's a good one. Mare marked. What about, did we do, Dare. Ream? What about Ream? Oh, you got Ream! Oh my gosh. Care? Card. Dark. Oh, we didn't even get dark, did we? Oops. Feels like the obvious one. Guys, I'm so excited about getting those little earbuds. I hope they're good. I'm so excited. They were recommended by somebody in chat. I feel like maybe it was Yellowflower or Gabby or something. But I hope they're really good. I'm super excited about them. All right, slay. Good job, everybody. Let's head back over here. I know, right? I know. Okay, so this is the pumpkin so far. So I'm ready to tell my story. So my scary story or ghost story was in what do I want to say? Like, oh, what year was this? I feel like it was like 2012 or so, because I was still quite young. Anyway, so I was visiting my aunt and uncle's house, and they like to travel a lot. And they had recently just been to Spain. So when they went to Spain, they decided to buy a little jewelry box. Now, this jewelry box was like, imagine, I don't know, it had like 6 drawers in it, and it was actually made of ceramics. So it was very, very heavy. And it was very colorful, and each little drawer had a different interesting pattern on it and stuff. And it was beautiful. Anyway, so it was all full of jewelry, and my aunt and uncle had this in their primary bedroom. I'm still looking at my reference for my little P here. Maybe I'll just do a little smile. Anyway, so when I was visiting them, I was quite young, and they were telling me the story of how they bought it off of somebody who said that it was haunted. Hi, Violet. Welcome on in. How are you doing? We're doing good. We're telling some spooky stories. We're carving fake pumpkins. We're having a great time over here. Does that even look good? I feel like it... Oh, I need the arms, right? That'll do it. That'll be why. Get the scrapey tool here. So one of the arms will be like here. And the other one will be waving hello, maybe? I mean, that kind of looks like him. Maybe I'll do a little eyebrow as well. I wish I could undo this part here, but I don't think I can. It's kind of cute, though. Oh, look! Wait, let me scrape some more of this stuff. That's so fun. This game is super cute, isn't it just? I'm so obsessed with it. Oh my god. Okay. I get distracted. So, let's do another one. So they told me that when they bought it, the seller was like, oh, you know, just so you're aware, we think there's a spirit attached to that, that little jewelry box you got. And they were like, yeah, whatever. Like, we don't believe in that. Which, like, fair enough. Like, to me, when you're in a different country or something, my assumption is typically that they're just trying to sell you it. So it would be understandable that this person would be like, yeah, it's haunted. Like, you should definitely buy it, blah, blah, blah. But they literally were like, don't buy this. Like, we actually think it might be haunted. Which, in hindsight now, is kind of, you know, would have been good to heed the warning. So we were like, well, how could this little trinket possibly be haunted? Like, whatever. But apparently it wasn't just like a brand new, it wasn't like a brand new jewelry box. It was quite old. So it was like from someone's estate. And they had brought it back. And so they were telling me, and they were like, haha, teehee, it's like spooky and silly, right? And I was like, I don't believe you. So I went upstairs and I snuck into their bedroom and I saw this jewelry box. It was like very small, like this, and all of the drawers were made of ceramic, like I said, so it was very, very heavy. And it was at the very back of their dresser drawers, and it was very stable. So that's all like my keep that in mind for the future here. So what happened then was I said, all right, well, if you are actually haunted, and if there's a spirit who resides in this, if there's a spirit who resides in this little, like, jewelry box, show me a sign, okay? So I left the room, And then I went downstairs, and like all the rest of the family was gathered in the living room downstairs, and no one was upstairs. They had no pets either. All the windows were closed. Okay. We hear, like, I'm like, okay, well, let me go up and investigate. It's been a couple of hours. Maybe, no, not even. It was like an hour. So I go back upstairs. And then, so dumb. Okay, so I go back upstairs and I sneak into the room, and lo and behold, 3 of the ceramic drawers were like pulled all the way out and hanging off. Like I don't even know how to explain it. I might need to go find something to demonstrate, but basically, like, if you have a set of drawers, they don't fully come out unless you like pull them out, but they can kind of hang. So it was like on an angle, stuck inside, but still pulled all the way out. And 3 of them were, and there were 6 drawers like this, like a set of abs, and so it was like one here, and one here, alternating, had all come out. And I was like, well, okay, that's strange. And I tested it, and I like shook the dresser, and the dresser, you had to shake it with such immense force for these things to even start moving, because it was heavy ceramic. So they were not moving on their own, and there was no earthquake, there was no movement, there was no window, there's no animals. So the drawers pop open. That's weird thing number 1. Okay. Weird thing number 2 is that I obviously panicked and was like, what in the world is happening on here on this day? So we leave, and then we hear a week later, my aunt and uncle, with the same set of drawers, my aunt had a migraine. So she was stuck in bed in her primary bedroom, and then the dresser drawer with the little drawer of jewelry was like across the room. Her husband was bringing her some water, and so they were both by the bed. Importantly, this set of jewelry was literally like at the back of the dresser. Completely, all the drawers were closed, everything. They were both sitting, laying down, and he was getting her water and everything, as kind of usual. And they don't turn back to see this, but they hear a big whoop, and then a thump on the ground. And so they both turn around and look at the jewelry box, and one of the drawers has literally, like, so imagine like the dresser is like maybe like 2 feet deep, and the jewelry box is back here. It literally flew off and was like 2 meters away on the carpeted floor. And they were like, what? So the drawer had completely flown out and like fallen onto the ground, but it was upright, so all the jewelry was still in there. It's a ceramic thing. And they were like, what just happened? So of course the aunt was like, did you do that? Like, you know, what did you do? And then the husband was like, no, like I didn't touch it. So anyway, basically they could not recreate it. Like even when if they moved the dresser as hard as they could shake it, it literally still wouldn't let the same thing be recreated. Like the drawer would not fly that far. The most that it did was just like fall out a little bit. So they can't explain that. I think it's a little bit haunted. I think whatever spirit came with them from Spain in that little set of drawers is probably not an evil spirit or anything. It was just chilling. But yeah, like not exactly completely innocent either. So then they called me and were like, they apologized to me and were like, no, we believe you now. Like there actually is something going on with this thing, and we don't exactly know what it is. Should I do the little heart one? Maybe I should. I think it kind of looks like this. We got the arm here, and then we have like a little heart or something. I forget how it goes. We can cut the eye out. Oh, where is the eye gonna go? Maybe here-ish? I love this, by the way. This is like the best little game ever. I'm glad the creators made this. It's so fun. Anyway, Oh, maybe I'll put a little heart in between the two. This is really cute. Thank you. Actually, I'll cut out the heart, I think, after I draw the other hand. And you can continue to add like depth to this, which is cool. I think if I do it like this, maybe it'll look kind of cool. I mean, that's not that bad. It kind of looks like the heart is the mouth, though, because I forgot to do a mouth here. Let me do a mouth like this. Okay, it's not quite right, but it's kind of cute. Anyway, so that's my little ghosty story. Now let's read some of your guys's. So, we'll start with this one from a viewer. Is it this one? Yes, all right, here we go. Let me dramatically recreate this. Oh my gosh, this hat. I swear. There we go. When I was a kid, maybe 10 years old, my friends and I lived near a little forest trail. We went through a short phase of going walking in the woods and discovered this little alcove with stream running through it. It had lots of rocks, so we kind of made it our spot and we would go there to practice skipping stones. It was quaint and chill. One day, we went to skip stones and everything felt off. I don't really know how to describe other than it felt like something was waiting, that it was not a friendly place anymore. My friends couldn't feel it, but I could. I couldn't bring myself to skip stones, so instead I sat on a log and watched our backs. That was how paranoid I felt. It was maybe 10 minutes when I saw a figure in the trees. It was tall, like a person, but shadowy. Not very far away. It wasn't moving much. I remember alerting my friends to it and then hearing a loud crack. I don't know if any of my friends saw it since we started running immediately, but there was another shadowy figure the size of a dog, and it was running towards us. We all made it out of the forest, but I did trip and twist my ankle on the way. We never went back to that little alcove. Years later, I was at a local event and some podcasters were there collecting local ghost stories, and I decided to tell this story for them. They put it on an episode and, they visited, whatever. But a person listened to that episode, described an incredibly similar experience walking along the exact same trail. So if you walk a trail and it feels bad, get out. And there might be some kind of hellhound or black dog haunting the trails. So that was from one of our viewers, one of our lovely community members who chose to remain anonymous. And I think that's very spooky. So that's really cool. That was their real experience. So yeah. Alrighty, let me see. Should I do another one? I can do another one. That is spooky, isn't it? What should I do on this side, guys? Should I do like another emote or should I do something else? Should I do like a traditional pumpkin face? I don't know. So far we have my little guy saying hi, which isn't even an emote, but whatever. We have the little twerking one. We have the heart one, which kind of didn't turn out very well. And then we have one side left. Should I do a regular pumpkin? Maybe I should, I don't know. I like that we can scrape it too and not just cut it off. It's kind of fun. Also, there's been more submissions, I think, so I'm gonna have to read through those. I'm very excited though. Whoa! Oh my gosh, Seabliss, this is so cool. Beautiful. I'll definitely read that one eventually. Regular pumpkin face? Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. This has been so fun. If you can't carve a pumpkin yourself, I highly recommend. This is a really fun little game. You can download it, I think, on any kind of computer. There was Linux, Mac, and Windows, I believe. I want to do a fun little nose here, so maybe I'll do like a rounded nose. You know what? No, I'm going to do a crescent moon. Ooh. Ooh. Boop. There we go. That's kind of fun. I love carving pumpkins in real life. Alrighty. Also, apparently there's other things you can do. You can go to a festival and like visit around as a little ghosty, so we'll definitely do that in a minute. I like making silly little teeth. I'm actually going to pumpkin carve tonight in real life as well with some friends. That should be fun. Yay! Okay, that one's kind of cute. All right, let's read the next story then. Alrighty. So, this one is, and you may recognize this one, potentially. Such a cute smile. Oh, thanks. This is the haunted Molly from the Big Comfy Couch story. I'm very excited to read this one out. This one's crazy. This is also from someone in our community. So that's the tea. Also, feel free to like say if it's you and you want to share that. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep it anonymous. But anyways, so this is about, if you don't know what the Big Comfy Couch is, it is a TV show where there is this, I don't know, like the main character has like a little doll version of herself, and it was like a 90s kids TV show basically. Anyway, so they sold the doll basically for kids essentially. So that's about what this is about. So, once upon a time, I was probably... Can you show Molly on screen for reference? Yes, I absolutely can. That's so funny. Let's do it. Molly doll. I'm trying to find the original one. Because they've since made like a new one. And I don't want it to like not be the right one. You know what, I'll do this because I know that's for sure real. They do. Okay, hold on. Let me grab a little image. There we go. Oh, Jesus, that's very large. Sorry, jump scare. Whoopity doopity. All right, so this is said doll. All submitted. Yay, I'm so excited to read it. Okay, yes, it was Phoenix. I'd have burned alive. Oh, just you wait. All right, let me read. Once upon a time, I was probably 5 or 6 years old, and I had a plush Molly doll. Okay? I loved her and the show. One night, my older sister was responsible for my well-being while my mom was at work. You know, that's a great question. I don't know, it was the 90s. It's hard to make props. Actually, it might be like, no, I have no idea. I can't even say, I have no idea. So, my sister asked me to clean up my toys in the living room, including Molly, and put them in my room. So I did. Sometime later, my sister got up to go to the bathroom, but she stopped in the hallway and the following conversation happened. So this is the sister. I thought I told you to clean up your toys. I did. Then why is your Molly doll standing in the hallway? Me, she's not. She's in my room laying on my bed. And what do you mean standing? She doesn't stand unless I'm holding her. So the sister gets up to look, or no, my bad, I'm missing a piece here. Oh yes, I meant what I said. It's just standing there in the middle of the hallway. What did you do to make it stand? I get up to look, seeing Molly clearly standing unassisted. Sissy, she's definitely not supposed to do that. You're sure? Okay, panic ensues. We threw Molly in the bin outside immediately. Next morning, she's sitting on the kitchen counter, again unassisted. Sister asked me if I went out and got it. Nope, I did not. She asks Mom if she found it in the trash and brought it in thinking it was a mistake. Nope, Mom didn't walk by the garbage when she came home. How did it get back in the house? How is it standing on soft, plushy legs? Unassisted. The only logical conclusion is that it was haunted. So, sister grabbed the doll off the counter. I'm not going to even reword this. I'm just going to say it as it is. Grabbed a knife, stabbed it in the forehead, tied it into a garbage bag, and threw it in the outdoor trash again. And that was the last we saw of Molly from the Big Comfy Couch. Isn't it horrifying? You've been locked in decorating pumpkins. No, isn't it amazing, Ellie? They discontinued it all. No, Ellie, they made a new one. I'm not kidding. They've re-released it and made a brand new one. And now you can buy it once again. The Big Comfy Couch for their anniversary recently just released a new one. Sister was not messing around. No, she was not. She was not. So that's crazy. Anyway. Yeah. Alrighty. Burn that right now. I know. Here, we'll get rid of it. Okay, so let's go to the festival. Name my creation. Snappy. There we go. All right, we're gonna go see some other people. Hopefully there's nothing inappropriate here. Okay. Wait, these are real people! Oh my god, wait, hold on, let's read this. Ghost Town welcomes you for the 2025 Halloween season. This year marks the 1005th annual festival, and there's plenty to see and do. Show off carved pumpkins in the festival grounds, award a badge to your favorite pumpkin each day, and get lost in a maze of madness. See a public domain classic film in our local theater, become trapped for eternity in the Haunted Mansion, embody... Oh my god, there's so much to do! And this is free! Guys, you should definitely download this game. Oh my god, wait. I gotta like this one. How do I like this one? I'm liking this one. Fan is real. Fan is real, guys. It's real. Look at this one. Sorry, my camera is a little bit shaky right now. I'm trying not to shake it too much because it's a little bit extra. We can put our pumpkin down here. Oh my, hello. Oh my gosh, wait. This is so... Look at this little guy. Oh, I'm liking this one. Oh, this one's very cool. Ooh, guys, everyone should play this. It's free. You guys can like just join. These are all random people on the internet. It feels very safe because there's no one like, you know, being weird. This is awesome. Look at this little froggy one. I'm gonna like this one too. You've seen Fan is a real pumpkin. I know, Ellie. I saw that too. Wait, where are you? Where are you? Wait, I'm jumping up and down. Are you in the same server as me? I am a ghost. You're by Fan? I'm by Fan too. Is that you? Is that you? No, I'll cry. Hold on. Oh no, I can't actually type anything. Hee. Is that you, Ellie? I'm gonna cry. Oh my god. Oh, you're a spooky ghost. Oh my god. Wait, impromptu collab again. This is so fun. We should go somewhere together. Where should we go? This is crazy. I'm gonna go over here. Your face is crazy, by the way. Hold on, let me see if I can change my face. Isn't it alternate universe? No, I'm not gonna. It's fine. It's fine. Thank you for the clip. Let's go this way. Is this the haunted house? Can I go in here? I don't think I can. Wait, this is literally so cute. What the heck? Oh, people have placed theirs on the roof! Oh my god, you guys. This really is so cute. Who's over here? If you want to join in, let me know. Is that Phineas and Ferb? Oh no, what is this? Zooble. Okay. Okay. Happy Halloween, but backwards. That's impressive. I like this one. I should place mine. All right. We're gonna place our pumpkin. Let's do it. Let's do this one. Oh. Well, that's okay. We're gonna place it anyway. I'm gonna put it right here. I'm gonna place it right... Hello? Why can't I place it here? What? Hello? Am I dumb? 35% spicy. Oh my gosh. Wait, or. Guys, I don't think there's enough room. It's full. I'm sad. 85% chaos is crazy, by the way. Can I place this? Wait, what about here? Well, let me place it. Phoenix is 8% spicy. Wait, this is so sad. So it looks like there's different servers and stuff, which is fair enough. All right, well, you know what? For now, let's just go to, I'm gonna award a badge. I'm gonna go to the fan is real one. I'm gonna like this one because it's funny. Place badge. Yay! Fan is real. 43% peas in a pod. I'll take that. Isn't it great? Patience is a virtue for most things except a Sims loading screen. No, that's so fair. Alright, I think I'm gonna go back to pumpkin carving. Fan? Oh, Dan and Phil announced that they've been in a gay relationship for the past 16 years. I don't know, Ellie. I think it's because the server was full, so you might have to go to a different universe. A fool and their money are soon partying. That's fair enough. We'll carve a new pumpkin. Maybe this. Maybe this one. I don't know. I like nighttime and daytime. All right, let's read the next story, by the way. Okay, so the next story, 28% spicy for Ellie. Here we go. This one is entitled Dead Batteries. As it turns out, our province is a pretty... Okay, well, it's a Canadian person again. 89%... You know what, Ellie? That does check out, actually, for all you've done today. Our province is pretty haunted. And my partner is pretty cursed because this story is also courtesy of him. There's an abandoned Air Force radar base that used to be pretty popular hangout for teenage shenanigans. And it's also known for reports of ghost sightings and strange happenings. It's surrounded by woods and off-road vehicle trails. My partner and his cousin decided they wanted to go riding their dirt bikes on some of the trails. Before leaving, they were at least smart enough to make sure their phones were fully charged. This is important for later, in case of an emergency. Oh, yes, it is, Phoenix. Once they rode around on the bikes for a while, they decided to go explore the base since it was right there and they hadn't been in years. Now, from my own memory, you have to enter by climbing through a decrepit old window on the ground level of the base. You can't explore down because the lower levels are all flooded. Nah, not the water. And you have to be careful where you walk because the floors are old and weak and people have known to fall through on occasion. Back to the story. So the two silly men are walking around in this old rotting structure using their still nearly fully charged phones as flashlights. Everything was going fine until they walked through one area and both of their phones' flashlights turned off simultaneously. In fact, both of their phones died simultaneously. When they eventually clocked this as odd, they decided to leave. Once they were some ways away from the base, they started getting notifications on their phones. How? Because their phones had suddenly turned back on and were at the same battery levels before they mysteriously turned off at the base. That is crazy. That is crazy, Phoenix. Oh my god. You have some crazy stories. Wow. Oh my goodness. Wow. That is freaky. All right, let's do another pumpkin carving and then we will read another story. What should the inspiration for this one be? Maybe the chaos emote or like our little fire emote there. I think I should do that. That'd be fun. So I'd like to do... That is very interesting. Yeah, that is freaky. Okay, I think I want to do a little scrapey first of all. And then have this again. Okay, that's kind of the top of my little guy, I think. I think I can cut holes eventually. Are there birds chirping in the game? Yeah, probably. I think there's some ambient stuff going in the background, yeah. So many weird things happen to both myself and Mr. Phoenix. Is ridiculous. I cannot believe that. Like, that is so... I mean, I do. I mean, I'm just like, that's so wild to me. Also, this looks terrible. Can we just... I think I gotta undo that bit. I think I gotta go lower here. And maybe I'll just cut this off for, like, consistency's sake. Okay, and then we can do a little eyeball here. That is not a circle, but you know what? We ball. That is so interesting. Oh, you know what? I have another story myself maybe to tell. Okay, that's actually kind of cute. Now we can do the fire around here as well. So when I was in high school, I went on a road trip with my family, and we did a tour of, oh no, I'm too close to the edge. Hold on. Let me see. Why can't I see more? Okay, whatever. I'm clearly failing here, but that's fine. We went to a ghost town. This is not looking the way that I want it to. Actually, we're doing okay. Sorry, I needed to lock in for a second. I've had some good ones. I'll try to type one up for Discord. Yeah, no, take your time if you want to. That's great. If not, or if you can't, no worries at all. So we went to this ghost town and we did like a little tour of it, but the tour was kind of like a build your own adventure situation. So I went off on my own at a certain point, and I wanted to go to this one building that was kind of calling to me. It was I killed that. It was a barn in the back of a building, and this town had been abandoned in the 1850s. So what happened was this was part of the gold rush. And during that time, there were a lot of different people flooding to different small communities temporarily to get all the gold and then, skedaddle on out of there. So one of the reasons why this town was abandoned was because the gold dried up. But another one, they're not actually sure, because everyone disappeared overnight in this one town. And basically, like, when you go to visit it, there was houses that still had half-drunk cups of tea, and like there was like half-eaten food, and like cupboards and pantries full of jars of food that was like half full and stuff. So it was very strange. Like, people seemingly left overnight, and then it wasn't found for like 100 years, this ghost town. So it was like, what prompted them to leave? Usually when the gold dries up, people leave, and it's like, it makes sense, but they have time to pack and to leave and like whatever and try to find a new place to live. But seemingly people kind of left in a hurry, so we don't really know exactly why. And this was somewhere in the west-ish coast of America, so I want to say it was a landlocked state, though. It wasn't like California. It was definitely like in a little bit. But anyways, so there was this one house that was particularly full of little items that had been left behind, namely some toys and some articles of like women's stuff. So there was like bottles of wine and like a jar of like, I don't know, face cream or something, I think it was. So it was clear that like a young family lived here. So there was like I think, anyway, so I messed around because I was like 14 or something, and I was like, I'm not going to be with a tour guide anymore. I'm just going to go adventure. So I was looking at this and kind of presuming what had happened, and I was like, okay, like whatever. It looks like maybe it's a family or whatever. And then something was telling me like, I need to go to the barn out back. So I was like, I need to know what happened to this family. I'm feeling this calling. So I went to the barn, and I was struck with an image. Like, it was a visceral reaction to walking into this barn, and I saw a woman with red hair, and it was very like long, unkempt, and she was wearing a deep dark green dress. And I don't know if you're familiar with 1850s fashion, but she had like this really nice bodice, like buttons kind of all the way down the front, that same silhouette that they usually have with the corset and everything, and like a small hoop skirt, that kind of thing, long sleeves. So yeah, so green dress, red hair. She had her like head down, and that's kind of like what I saw. And I was like, that kind of, it wasn't even like I physically saw her there. I saw it in my mind, and it was just like, I know what's going on here. Like, there's a person, there's a story here. And it was very strange. And it gave me like this really, really horrible feeling. And I was like, I need to just like get out of here right now. So I burst into tears, mind you. Like I was 14 and I burst into tears because I was like, something bad has happened to this woman. At first I thought maybe she perhaps like died by suicide. But anyways, so I was like, I don't know what's going on. We leave, like I go and I try to find my family again and we find the tour guide. Eventually we get around back to that same house in that barn. And the tour guide says, well, we don't know much about the people who inhabited this town, but the one that we do know is that this house was owned by, like, basically, like, the head of the town. Like, he ran the mine, he was, like, the big head honcho guy, and he had a wife and a baby. And so we do know about this family, and it is suspected that he killed his wife, basically. And I was like, where and how? And I kid you not, this tour guide was like, well, you know, there's not really like a super great way to know, but people have said consistently that they feel kind of weird around the barn. So that's just like folklore, though. That's just like hearsay. You know, we don't really believe in ghost stories here, but a lot of people say that it might be the barn. But like, obviously we don't know that. And I was like, oh, okay, so, clearly Miss Girl died at the hands of her husband and was like, I need to tell my story to somebody. Do you know what I mean? It was 100% the barn. It was 100% the barn, and I think he made it look like it was a suicide. I think he made it look like that so that he wouldn't get in trouble. Because that's what it gave to me. I saw her and I was like, something is wrong here. Like, I don't understand why she's here. It did not feel, anyway, it was crazy. Yeah, it was on point. I literally was like, what is happening? And yeah, I just felt this weird vibe. And there wasn't even, I didn't even feel anything like that in any of the other spots. Like they kind of said like, oh yeah, like we don't really know what happened here. And it wasn't even like it was supposed to be like a spooky ghost towny thing. It was like the middle of summer. I was like, we were just on a little road trip and that was how I felt. So that was another one of my ghost stories. And I feel like that one is kind of fun as well. Should I make maybe I'll do a double-sided one. Where's the back? I think this is technically the back here. What's another thing I should put on this pumpkin? Maybe I should put Snap Pea. I should just write my name. It could be kind of fun, and then I'll leave it for people to find. And then we'll get into our next story, I think. You have a personal supernatural stories of your childhood you'd share, but they've affected you so much. I feel like, I hear that so much, Seabliss. You do not have to share anything if you don't feel comfortable. These kind of experiences can be very scary, and I understand that a lot of people are like, well, it's not real, blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, like, you didn't live it yourself, and I don't think it's fair to ever, you know, force someone to share that, especially if it was a very, like, traumatic experience. So I'm, for the benefit of the doubt, everyone today, like, of course I believe your story. And if you are going to be mean about it, like, leave. So, yeah. And if you don't believe this, then it's okay. You can just say that this is a very fun little ghost story stream. But for us, like, some of these things were incredibly impactful. Like, I to this day remember that situation. Like, that whole trip was so wild. Yeah, I have a lot of weird feelings sometimes. Like, I feel like I'm a very intuitive person. And so I'm quite connected to things. Like, I love walking in graveyards. I love going on walks in graveyards. I love connecting with people who have passed away. And, like, I feel like, not obligated, but I feel very called to pay respects to people who've passed away. I live really close to a graveyard, and I like to go to there sometimes and just, like, talk to people, and be like, hey, I don't know if you've been visited in a while, but I hope you're doing okay. You know, like, that kind of thing. You've only one scary story, and it forever gave you the fear of blankets, so blankets aren't my safe barrier, but oh my gosh, that is scary. That is scary. You have a fear of closet doors? Yeah, I know, that's fair. And mirrors? Mm-hmm. Especially, this is going to be, again, like, I don't know, trigger warning, I guess, for death and ghosts and things like that. But there's a section specifically for children who have passed, which is obviously horrible. Like, it's a terrible thing when a child passes away. But there's a specific whole section of the graveyard that's dedicated to when children pass. So there's lots of little tiny little baby headstones. People leave a lot of toys around. And every time I go there, like, I know, maybe I'm just super empathetic, maybe it's something more, but every time I go to the child section, I feel like there are kids playing around me, and I typically tear up because I just know that those kids aren't alone and they're all playing with one another right now, and they're all, like, you know, having a good time, and taking care of each other and playing with the toys that are left for them. And that's how I personally feel. And so for me, it's like very a joyful thing almost. Like, I'm still sad and I tear up and stuff, but it's just like, it makes me feel very at peace when I know that these kids are all getting to stay next to one another in the graveyard. So anyway, all right, let's read the next story. This one is, I believe, a fictional piece by C. Bliss. So we're going to read this one now. Oh, it's nice and, oh, this is a lengthy one. All right, this will be fun. Okay, so this is, real life story told in a fictional way. Ooh, this is exciting. All right, here we go. It is called The Fourth Dimension of Betrayal. Astronaut sat in the quiet of a lavender morning starshine. For mornings, and Astromina is much different than that of the Earth dimension. He was enjoying the peaceful atmosphere which surrounded him like a gentle hug, his jeweled mind wrapped in silken thoughts of the dreamer girl. Oh, how beautiful, whispered a voice next to him. Slightly startled, Astronaut shifted, his romantic daydreams dissolving into an aurora swirl. He turned to see Prism, soft and wild, full of golden beauty. Astronaut stared in awe and shock at the long-foreseen princess who sat beside him, gazing lovingly at the constellations. My dear princess, what brings you here among the galactic realms of Astromina? Prism drew her knees up to her chin, her dark purplish skin matching the morning sky. The stars, she murmured, they sing with such hunger, hunger of being understood, such as I. They draw me within the reins of their cry. Their song has clutched my heart with a tightness that I can't hardly breathe. Astronaut smiled with his heart, and also gazed to the sky with a wonder of his own. They sing to me as well, a song of loving, a longing, and a deep, unbreakable love. It clutches my heart with such a fierceness that my breath is left shaken and stricken. Amazing, my dear king, how we both look at the same thing, yet our vision and emotion are affected in different ways, but in a similar fashion. We are common and different at once. A fanged smile slowly creeped across Prism's face. Astronaut nodded, his heart full of happiness and peace. If you feel comfortable, will you share why the stars sing to you in this way? She asks, head tilted. Gladly, exclaimed the astral king, his heart leaping from the thought. Mahina, the dreamer girl, has coated my mind like marble. She is fossilized in my heart. I ache for her. I long for her. Every moment of the day, my love for her grows stronger, so much so, the stars no longer rings soft within me, but bellows in the depths of my sacrum like a thousand chorus of angels. Prism's demure softened even more at the sound of Dreamer's name. She needs all the love and care she can handle, dear king, and I believe with all my heart that you're the perfect one for her, to love and cherish her despite the pain and flaws she may harbor. Astronaut rocked with glee, his eyes filling with a kaleidoscope of magenta moonlight butterflies with velvet wings. She's already cherished beyond what she can ever understand. Now do tell, if you wish, why the stars sing to you in such a melancholy way. Prism shifted uncomfortably at the mere thought of why the music from the stars rang out in the form of shadows and sorrow in her broken heart. But a bubble of calm purple energy always surrounded Astronaut and made those around him very comfortable and at ease. This energy he let out was as strong as liquid courage, which filled every fractal crevice of Prism's coral alabaster bones. Submerged in an oracle pool in her mind, where an inhumane part of her lay, she trembled, deeply troubled by the shimmering images that danced in the damaged part of her cerebral. The emotional tide turned into a powerful wave, and it crashed through the portal of her dark mouth. She began to pour out a heart-wrenching story of pain and betrayal. Thousands of years ago, when Dark Mother released me from the safety of her womb into a prismatic world shelled with mirrors and mixed with diamond crystals, she promised herself that it would belong to me, Prison Diamondstone. When I became old enough to understand how the laws of the diamond world worked, I was free to rule, and Dark Mother let me go through. It broke her heart to pieces. Letting me become the next queen of the diamond world meant she had to sacrifice her presence from me and could never see me again. Such sacrifices and rituals have been this way since the diamond world shaped itself and homed its own citizens. Although I was still princess at the time and now, the moment for me to be queen draws close. But I'm a special being. Rare, in fact, and dreamstress when she met me in those gullible days, being so new to the way the diamond world shifted and the control I had, she took great advantage. She tricked me and betrayed me. There was a pause, and the air shimmered with a dark, sad scent which lifted from the pores of Prism, her body slightly changing more into her hood's and apocryphal form. One day, Dreamstis came to me in a cloud of lies. She touched my face, her starlit eyes flashing with secret menace. She caressed my forehead and gave me a wicked kiss disguised in softness and kindness. I fell limp in her embrace, a longing within me ached for Dark Mother, wishing it was her instead. Gently and firmly, Dreamstis pressed her palm against my heart and looked so deep into my eyes that I shuddered and was suddenly fearful. I hear your heart. It pumps blue with songful beats. How lovely, my dear, how lovely. Her voice was syrupy, dripping with an iridescent glow. Slowly, she bent down, pressing her ear hard against my chest, and wrapped her arms around my waist, locking me into her. The fear and uncomfortableness that I felt was so unexplainable. I felt helpless. I felt like I was suffocating, dear Astral King. Black liquid diamonds tinged with purple dripped from Prism's eyes onto her now black claws, clutched angrily into a balled fist. There was a surge of complete terror that sliced through me like a nuclear explosion so badly I feel its presence within my body strong till this day. Prism, now fully in her wild apocryphal and hood's form, drew her legs up again and wrapped her arms around them. Burying her head in her arms, she shook with grief and trauma. Astral Knot gently placed a hand on her head. It glowed lavender. The glow spread from his hands to her head until she was engulfed in purple. Finally, she calmed, unfolding herself, whispering a thank you to the Astral King, who nodded quietly, filled with empathy for the hurting princess. For a long while, both were quiet, wrapped in cocooned thoughts of their own. Prism broke her silence. Dreamstress, when she held me in the prison of her grasp, her ears pressing and searching for something within my heart. She spoke. Her voice was no longer full of iridescent syrup, but buzzing darkly like a storm of angry bees. It vibrated my body like thousands of poisonous stings. There it is. I hear it beyond the blue beats of your heart, my princess. Yes, right there in the core of your beautiful heart. The sweet, silky honey hum of the diamond stone. She then released me quite suddenly, and I gasped breathlessly as if submerged too long in water. Her eyes glowed with a terrible secret which disturbed the starlit beauty in her eyes. She clutched me with her gaze. May I see it? The diamond stone which hums so sweetly? It reminds me of how I weave my dreams for the lovely humans of the earth dimension. I hesitated because the diamond stone was not to be touched by any other, but the keeper who was I. But I knew Dreamstress' sad story of her sacred dimension, Arcadia, being destroyed by the evil galaxy guardian Visha, and how she sacrificed her guardianship to recover its pieces to rebuild it again. I knew this, and the mention of her dreams made me so sad for her. I must unfortunately say I trusted Dreamstress too much. I loved and admired her deeply, and that I let down my guard and broke the forbidden rule and handed her the diamond stone. With her hands grabbed hold of it, she looked at me and I shuddered in horror, for her face was twisted horrifically and her eyes were black and voids. In a sickening realization, Astral King, I had an unsettling feeling that this dreamstress was not really the real Dreamweaver. Something was very wrong. Now that wrong something held my sacred diamond stone. The thing that called itself Dreamstress threw back its head and laughed like a wicked comet storm. She looked back at me and screamed victoriously, "It's mine!" As she tried to fuse it with her chest, but it would not budge. She pushed and held it tightly to her chest, teeth clenching in the process. Nothing. She opened her fiery, blazing eyes and roared at me words full of swords and poison thorns. I spoke to her gently, for I was quite afraid. I explained that the diamond stone belongs only to the purest and innocent of hearts. She hit me so hard I thought I was dead. I could not move, Astral King. I was paralyzed with pain and fear. No one was around to help. No one but I and my consciousness knew about the terrible secret lodged within Dreamstress. I felt I was at my end, and I deeply regret disobeying the forbidden rule. I was drowned in sorrow that I was never fit to be the princess to be queen to rule. Bone Woman, Chandelier, she quietly emerged in a swirl of stars and galactic dust, invisible to the terror I faced, who called herself Dreamstress. Princess Prism Diamondstone, you must fight back, but be careful, for your strength is ocean deep, and deep things belong only in the depths and cannot be brought to the surface, for it loses its properties and may die unless it remembers how to get itself back to where it belongs. But I warn not to do this, for it has high risk, and you may lose a grounded part of yourself. Let a glimpse of your wild be seen, but never, princess, let it fully emerge. Fight back, just don't lose control. Astral King was entangled inside the intriguing threads of Prism's story. He never heard the real story, only the badly colored ones, told from different mouths. Even Chandelier shared a different story, one that painted Prism in a horrible light, and he wondered why. If Chandelier was present when the chaos started, why would she gather everyone that day in her cave and tell fabled tales of how Prism came to be? Chandelier's bone woman, the foundation of truth and reason. Is she the liar, or is Prism feeding me lies right now? His mind began to pounce to different elements of hows and whys until it got stuck in confusions and mud and could no longer move. Gail, welcome on in. Thank you for sewing your daily button. His body froze now in high alert and his senses rising, nudging the sleeping dragon within his sacrum, whose eyes popped open suddenly, feeling danger within his temple. He sent purple-scented thought bubbles to Astronaut. Is everything all right, Master? Do you need me? Astronaut shook his head slightly and sent back a few bubbles laced with pink lavender crystals. I'm not sure, Apothic, but be on alert if I need you. Apothic didn't answer back, but began to slowly unfurl. Prism's body shook again, reliving that fateful day as if it happened hours ago. Her head twitched a little, eyes wild with minted insanity. The traumatic memory fused to her bones, unlashed themselves, and began to spill like sepsis into her bloodstream. Thank you, Lucy! Hold on, wait. I also did... Oh, hold on. Whoop. I also did one of my emotes. Forming bits and pieces of the monster that lay shattered beside her. Mental Princess was trying to come forth, and Prism held herself rocking back and forth. Astronaut was now fully looking at her, released more lavender energy from himself, but it was now beginning to weaken him. He didn't know how much he had left within him. If the princess kept telling her story, she might fully transform and he would have to release Apothic, and this would completely deplete him, which was not good for his royal position to protect Astromina. He did not want to fight Prism. She was fearfully strong and terrifying in monster form. But thankfully, the lavender was able to calm her down once again. Astral Knot just hoped it was the last time he needed to hear her story. I gathered my strength, Astral King, and called for the wild thing that lived within me. I felt the tremor of her rise through me. I was no longer paralyzed. Okay. The wild thing swallowed every bit of my fear, and I felt myself get up. I faced the now amused dreamstress thing, who laughed at me. I threw myself at her, but she dodged me like a wispy cloud. The more I stumbled, the more I tried to get back to my beloved Diamond Stone that was a mere reach from me. The angrier I became, and the wildness within me increased. I growled now, animalistic and full of primal rage. Chandelier stopped watching, shouting out warnings to me. I tried to hold on to them, I really did. But when Dreamstress grabbed my throat and dangled me in the air like a useless doll and held my Diamond Stone in the other hand and proceeded to crush it to pieces while saying the selfish words I'll never forget. If I can't have this sacred stone, no one can have it. When I saw those diamond pieces fall, something within me completely snapped. Chandelier screamed at me, but her screams became echoes. It became a long-forgotten dream I once dreamt. I saw the threads from her connecting to my mind. Saw them so clearly, never have I ever noticed them in my lifetime, but I saw them glistening and glittering, 4 thick strings. All I thought was that if I broke them, I would be free to destroy Dreamstress for good, for destroying my royal heritage. I beckoned the wild thing to take over me, and I fell limp in my mind. I saw myself transform into something I have never seen before. I saw the claws rip the 4 threads clean from my mind. I watched this Chandelier with tears in her eyes scream a horrid scream, her hands grasping to grab me desperately. Not wanting to lose me, she swirled away in a tornado of stars and dust, no longer a part of me. I watched helpless as the wild thing took over my body and fought the terrifying thing inside, Dreamstress. They fought for a long time until my body was ravaged. The terror in Dreamstress swung my body into the blackness. There I stayed shattered in the unknowns. The remains of threads in my mind unraveled, and my mind was balled without protection. I dove deep into insanity. I connected my being to every weakness I found. I slithered way into open minds and anxious hearts. I became a type of wicked conscience. I became the negative voice of reason. I killed others' hope because I felt I had nothing else to lose. I watched enraged as the terror in Dreamstress formed my Diamond Stone back together perfectly as if she'd never crushed it. Watched as she disappeared and reappeared with the Dreamer Girl, the one whose human life was shattered by a tragic accident. Her heart still beating with hope, her spirit still full of innocence and purity. I watched, seething with hatred as the terror introduced the Dreamer Girl to the Diamond Stone and told her she was the new keeper of it. My fangs clenched as I saw the Diamond Stone seep effortlessly into her heart. The terror embraced her selfishly and then enslaved her. I tried to torture the Dreamer Girl with pitiful thoughts, tried to magnify the pain of her human tragedy, but she was numb to me. She heard me, but she dismissed me so easily. Until she noticed me, she knew the truth. The Diamond Stone showed her everything. She knew the terror that lied disguised with Dreamstress. She knew of the betrayal and disobedience exchanged between me and the terror. She knew all too well, and she ached for me. I did not see this. I was blinded by my wild nature, but when she acknowledged me and told me things about herself that matched my sorrow, it broke the wildness in my core. It tamed me. I became domesticated in her love. We embraced, and I have been more of myself than usual. I'll figure out how to get my royal heritage back, and I will somehow expose that terror that stole the real Dreamstress. Prism's body went slack. She'd been holding in this secret for too long. The anger and grief was too much. Now that everything was released from her true form, re-emerged, wild and beautiful. Astronaut did not know any of this, and the mention of Dreamer being the Diamond Stone Keeper and the human part of her that was still alive made him realize that Prism was telling the truth, but still did not understand about Chandelier and the negative story she formed about Prism. He mentioned these questions to Prism, explained to her about that day in Chandelier's cave. Prism listened thoughtfully. Ah, yes, Chandelier. Well, once the consciousness is detached of its beholder, it's like they are strangers. The consciousness is no longer knows anything of its previous beholder. It's like a baby inside a mother's womb only knows what's in the womb. The umbilical cord is connected and the baby is fed nutrition through it, and that is what the body knows. Once birthed, the umbilical cord is cut, and that is it. The baby now only knows things that's outside the womb, and the inner womb is forgotten, although the body may still act as if it's still in the womb. Once I cut the threads from Chandelier, she only remembered me for a couple of minutes. The threads wither quite quickly when severed. The threads was our connection. She knew every single detail about me until the threads disappeared. She was only a consciousness and nothing else. She's only created to be that. She only knows her purpose. I'm a new being, and I know my consciousness belongs with me. I feel the emptiness of it even if I'm numb to it because it's missing, but I know I should have it. I'm lost without it, but maybe one day I will be restored. Dreamer girl, dearest Mahina, showed me something deeper. She was my image in the mirror I needed to see and be reminded of who I am. I have a lot of healing and repairing to do. I've done my own share of damage. With that said, she ate the stars out of the sky, then turned the moon into a rose. She handed it to the astronaut, who smiled gravely. Hello? Oh my gosh, what the heck? That is a fresh sub. Thank you so much for that sub, Seabliss. That's very, very kind of you. Oh my goodness. Thank you, thank you. Oh my gosh, I'm nearly finished your story. This is amazing. Thank you for the fresh sub. What the heck? Thank you, thank you. With that said, she ate the stars of the sky, then turned the moon into a rose. She handed it to Astronaut, who smiled gravely. Mystery will always be your magic, said he. Prism nodded. Infuse the rose with all the precious contents of your heart, Astral King, and give it to your beloved Mahina, the Dreamer Girl. She slipped inside the pockets of gold stars, leaving the residue of traumatic dark matter of her story inside Astronaut's mind. But in a nearby cloud bubble, eyes full of envy watched, and the heart was heavily grieved. Oh my god, you didn't need to sub to oh my gosh, thank you so much for subbing to get rid of the ads. I really, really appreciate that. That's very, very kind of you. We're in ads for another minute, so I might just we'll just chill here. We'll chill. But thank you so much for subbing, and thank you for submitting that story. That was awesome. That was so cool. Let me scroll up and see what else we got. Okay. Let's go back to the festival. We're gonna call this one, I don't know. No, you're good. Honestly, it couldn't snooze anyway, Phoenix, because I had to snooze them 3 times yesterday. So, they were forced to happen anyhow. But here we are. Oh, look at this area. Oh, this is so cute. I can't wait to place mine. Here, we'll just wait for a minute. We'll just look at this. Anyways. But thank you so much for that fresh sub, Seabliss. That's very, very kind of you. Oh, Jesus. I wish I could, hold on. There we go. Do that so I can come back over here. Thank you so much for reading it. Yes, of course. Oh my gosh. Oh, who's taking photos? What the heck? I don't understand that. Is it this? What's this? Oh, I see. Oh, wow. There's so many different worlds. I wonder where we are. We're in the weird worlds. The low oil light pumpkin. I know. Here, hold on. Let me see. It's like the that's so funny. Wait, wow. Who's taking photos? How are you taking photos? You had to get dinner? No, you're so good. You're so good. Basically, we finished carving our oh, I like that. Yeah, it was so vibrant. I love that. Anyway, we're back here. I need to place my pumpkin. Why do you have a I don't know! I'm so confused. I don't know how to take a photo. I'd love to take a photo, though. But I fear I cannot. Can I put my pumpkin here? Or here? No? Wait, I want to play with my pumpkin. I'll do this one. That's okay. 86% is doable. What about here? Oh my god, oh my god. Wait, I want to put it here. Why can't it work? What about over here? No? But yeah, it was absolutely gorgeous. Wait, why can't I place this? I'm sad now. Well, let's go over here and see what's going on. What about here? Whoa, this one's pretty. I want to place it. I'm sad. Let me place my pumpkin. I can't place it. Let's go into the haunted house. Can I put mine here? What the heck? I want to put it like this. Guys, I can't figure out how to place it. I want to put this down. This is so cute. Oh, look, there's a little... Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I want to get in here. Let me in. Let me in. I want to be part of this. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm in it. We're in a tractor ride. Oh, that's so cool, Seabliss. I love that for you. Look, we're on a little... Oh my god, we're on a tractor ride right now. How fun is this? You got run over? Well... Hayride of horror? This is so sick. Oh, this is so spooky! Ooh, spooky spider. That was great. Now where are we? Oh, I like this. Can I put my pumpkin here? I want to put my pumpkin down, guys. Yeah, it is free, Jen. It's so cute. I put it in my Discord. I'll see if I can link it again. Phoenix, if you could, I mean, if you're here and you could go to the Halloween section where I linked it, maybe just pop it in the chat again for people if they want to play this. Ellie's playing it right now. You have to download it, and if you're afraid of like viruses and stuff, I mean, aliens! Aliens! From space! Oh my god, wait, this is so cool. Look how cute. There it is. Thank you, Phoenix. That's the one. Aww. Okay, I think I'm gonna get out here. I wanna get out. Put my pumpkin down, maybe. This pumpkin. Let's place this one. Let me place it! You have to change your ghost to the main menu. Yes, yes, indeed. Can we have this in real life? I know. I love a good hayride, honestly. Why can't I put this here? Let me see. What if I go to a different world? If I go to this one, it has only a few... It's only 20% full, so I can hopefully put some more bits and pieces down. Let's place my pumpkin. Oh, cute. All right, where can I put mine? Like here, maybe? Dude, I cannot figure out how to place this freaking pumpkin. Am I dumb? Like, am I... Sorry, I shouldn't say that, but like, am I genuinely not figuring this out? Like, I feel like it should be easy, right? This one's theoretically 20% full. Can I put one here? What about here? What about here? Oh, it's glowing spots. It's glowing spots that show it. Oh my god, wait. Yay! I figured it out. I figured it out. It glows and shows you where you can actually put yours. That's so cute. All right, time to read another another story then. Let's see. Okie dokie. It looks like Sawa is typing to write one out here. Is that one all finished, Sawa? Do you want me to read that one now? Or shall I read a different one? Because I have other ones. Whoa, what the heck was that? Oh. There's like a tag in here and it made a sound in my ear and it freaked me out. I'm a little bit jumpy right now, actually. Got two written out. Perfect. Let me start with one of them and then I'll go back to another one that I have, I think, prepared. Which is a bit of fun. Alrighty, here we go. Let me go. Dramatic storytelling time. Oh. Not the moose. Jesus. No, yeah, I love that. Thank you so much, Sal. I appreciate it. In high school, a small group of friends and I went to an abandoned hospital somewhere. Should I say the place, or I don't want to dox you in case? I can make it up where you went. Or would you like me to say? I don't really care. Okay. Okay, I went to an abandoned hospital somewhere in Utah. Upon entering one of the buildings, I had a bit of an eerie feeling. More so than what the rest of the buildings at the site had felt like. We trekked up to the second floor and made our way towards the center of the building, which opened up to a large community space. In the center of this space, which was a large puddle of water, but we couldn't figure out where it had collected from, as there was no watermarks in the ceiling and no leaks nearby that we could see. Jen. No, I wouldn't. I would never. As we were standing around trying to figure out our next steps, I heard a woman screaming from a different location. The floor above, maybe? The screaming was getting louder, but no one else was reacting to it, so I asked the group if anyone could hear the woman. Nope, just me. Whoever she was in anguish. The group was obviously unsettled, so we tried to make our way out, feeling followed the whole time. We found a side exit and got the heck out of there. I noticed a religious symbol placed off to the side of the door. It's just my opinion, but I think it was placed to keep whatever bad things were in that building in place. Goosebumps, dude. What? That's so no one else could hear the screams? That's so cursed. Oh, these are cute, by the way. Look at this one. That one a little like there. That is so wild. It's for me the fact that like no one else that was there could hear you. Oh, I love this one. I always love a good Jack Skellington. That same place had a figure pacing on a balcony, but no one in the building that we could find. Oh God. Oh, sweet Jesus. I like that bear as well. This is so cute, by the way. So there's a bunch of different like servers. If you go to the universes, this is a classic world. We got Cool World, blah blah blah. I'm down here at Wacky World, I believe. Yeah, I'm at this one. So if you want to come find me, that's where I am. And I've just put down my little thing here. Oh, look at how cute these ones are. Some people went all out. What's this one? Oh, it's a fairy! Oh my god, it's a fairy with mushrooms. Look how cute that is. Alright, I'll let you guys watch this little area here while I read another story. Okay, so the next one that I would like to tell you is actually some Canadian folklore. So let me find that so I can read it properly. Hello. There we go. Okay. This one is a short story by Michael Kusakek and Robert Munch. And it is a story called A Promise is a Promise. This is based on Inuit folklore. And if you aren't aware what Inuit means, it is the folks who live up in the most northern parts of North America. So Nunavut, the Arctic Circle, essentially. So this is considered a Canadian piece of folklore, and it was written in 1988, but this piece of folklore has been talked about, like what this is about has, like, there's not one set story. It's just that this version of it is like made for children to understand. Anyways, it's very spooky. I remember reading this as a child. Okay. And please forgive me if I mispronounce any of the indigenous words. I'm reading it the way that I read it when I was a kid, and I don't know. All right. On the very first nice day of spring, Aloashua said, "I'm going to go fishing. I'm going to go fishing in the ocean. I'm going to go fishing in the cracks in the ice." Said her mother. "Don't go fishing on the sea ice. Under the sea ice live Kalapiluit. They grab children who aren't with their parents. Don't go fishing in the ocean. Go fish on a lake." "Right," said Alashua. "I promised to go fishing in the lake and not in the ocean. And a promise is a promise." So Alashua set out like she was going to go to the lake near her house, but when she got to the end of the street, she didn't go to the lake. She walked down the long snowy path that led to the ocean. At the edge of the ocean, actually, you know what? I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna show you guys what I'm reading. Nope, that's not what I meant to do. Nope, not that either. Because I love the imagery. You added this story, oh my god. It's fine. Window capture, that's the one. Move this down a little bit here. Boopy doopy doopy boop. There we go. And we can go full page here so you guys can see this. Let me go back one just so you guys can see. Okay. Isn't it beautiful? Okay. So, she didn't go to the lake. She walked down the long, snowy path that led to the ocean. At the edge of the ocean were large cracks where the tide broke and jumbled the ice. Alashua looked very carefully and did not see any Kalapiluit. She said, "On TV, I have seen Santa Claus, fairy godmothers, and the Tooth Fairy, but never any Kalapiluit. I think my mother is wrong." But just in case her mother was right, Alashua stood beside the sea ice and yelled, "Kalapiluit have dirty noses!" Nothing happened. Alashua yelled, "Kalapiluit smell like a dead whale in the summer!" Nothing happened. Alashua walked right out onto the sea ice and yelled as loud as she could, "Kalapiluit, Kalapiluit, can't catch me!" Nothing happened. The only thing Alashua heard was the sound of snow blowing over the ice. So, Alashua got out her line and her hook. She walked over to a large crack in the ice and started to fish. Right away, a fish grabbed the hook and Alashua pulled it up. She caught 6 fish in a row. Alashua yelled, "I'm the best fisherman in the world!" And from behind her, something said with a voice that sounded like snow blowing over the ice, "The best you may be, but the smartest you are not." Alashua turned around. There, between her and the shore, were the Kalapiluit. She looked over at her and said, they looked over her and said, "Have you seen the child who said, 'Kalapiluit have dirty noses'?" "Oh no, Kalapiluit, I have seen no such child, and besides, your noses are very pretty." "Have you seen the child who said, 'We smell like a dead whale in the summertime'?" "Oh no, Kalapiluit, I have seen no such child, and besides, you smell very nice, just like flowers in the summer." "Have you seen the child who yelled, 'Kalapiluit, Kalapiluit, can't catch me'?" "Oh no, Kalapiluit, I have seen no such child, and besides, my mother says that you can catch whatever you want to." "Right," said the Kalapiluit. "We catch whatever we want to, and what we want to catch right now is you." Isn't the artwork so cool? One grabbed Alashua by her feet and dragged her down, 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 down under the sea ice to where Kalapiluit live. The seawater stung Alashua's face like fire. Alashua held her breath, and the Kalapiluit gathered around her and sang with voices that sounded like snow blowing over the ice. human child, ours to have, ours to hold. Forget your mother, forget your father, ours to hold under the ice." Alashua let out her breath and yelled, my brothers and sisters, I'll bring them all to the sea ice." For a moment, nothing happened, and then the Kalapiluit threw Alashua up out of the sea onto the cold wind of the ice and said, "A promise is a promise. Bring your brothers and your sisters to the sea ice, and we will let you go." Alashua began to run up the long snow-covered path that led to her home. As she ran, her clothes started to freeze. She ran more and more slowly until she fell to the ground, and that is where Alashua's father found her, almost at the back door, frozen in the snow. Alashua's father gave a great yell. picked up Alashua and carried her inside. He tore off Alashua's icy clothes and put her to bed. Then the father and the mother got under the covers and hugged her until she got warm. After an hour, Alashua asked for some hot tea. She drank 10 cups of hot tea with lots of sugar and said, "I went to the cracks in the sea ice." Ah, said her family, not so smart. I called the Kalapiliwit nasty names. Ah, said her family, dumber still. I promised to take my brothers and sisters to the cracks in the sea ice. I promised to take them all to the Kalapiliwit. Said her family, a promise is a promise. Then her mother and father made some tea and they sat and drank it and didn't say anything for a long time. From far down the snow-covered path that led to the sea, the Kalapiliwit began calling, "A promise is a promise. A promise is a promise. A promise is a promise." The mother looked at her children and said, "I have an idea. Do exactly as I say. When I start dancing, all of you follow Alashua to the cracks in the sea ice." All the children all whispered to each other, why will our mother dance? This is not a happy time." Alashua's mother went out the back door and yelled, "Kalapiliwit, Kalapiliwit, come and talk with me." And they did come. Right up out of the cracks in the sea ice. Up the long, snow-covered path to the sea they came and stood by the back door. It was a most strange thing, for never before had a Kalapiliwit left the ocean. The mother and father cried and yelled and asked for their children back, but the Kalapiliwit said, "A promise is a promise." The mother and father begged and pleaded and asked for their children back, but the Kalapiliwit said, "A promise is a promise." Finally, Alashua's mother said, "Kalapiliwit, you have hearts of ice, but a promise is a promise. Come and join us while we say goodbye to our children." Everyone went inside. First the mother gave her children some bread. She said to the Kalapiliwit, "This is not for you." But the Kalapiliwit said, "We want some too." The mother gave the Kalapiliwit some bread, and they liked it a lot. Then the mother gave each of her children a piece of candy. She said to the Kalapiliwit, "This is not for you." But the Kalapiliwit said, "We want some too." The mother gave the Kalapiliwit some candy, and they liked it a lot. Then the father started to dance. He said to the Kalapiliwit, "This is not for you." The Kalapiliwit said, "We've never danced. We want to dance." And they all started to dance. First they danced slowly, and then they danced fast. And then they started to jump and yell and scream and dance a wild dance. The Kalapiliwit liked the dancing so much that they forgot about the children. Finally, the mother started to dance, and when the children saw their mother dancing, they crawled out the back door and ran down the long, snowy path that led to the sea. They came to the cracks in the sea ice, and Alashua whispered, "Kalapiliwit, Kalapiliwit, we are here." Nothing happened. And then all the children said, "Kalapiliwit, Kalapiliwit, we are here, here we are." And nothing happened. And then all the children yelled as loud as they could, "Kalapiliwit, Kalapiliwit, here we are." Nothing happened, and they all went back to the land and sat on a large rock by the beach. 2 minutes later, the Kalapiliwit ran screaming down the path and jumped into their cracks in the ice. Alashua stood up on the rock and said, "A promise is what you were given, and a promise is what you got. I brought my brothers and sisters to the sea ice, but you were not here. A promise is a promise." The Kalapiliwit yelled and screamed and pounded the ice till it broke. They begged and pleaded and asked to have the children, but Alashua said, "A promise is a promise." Then the Kalapiliwit jumped down on the bottom of the sea and took their cracks with them, and the whole ocean of ice became perfectly smooth. Then the mother and the father came walking down along the long snowy path to the ocean. They hugged and kissed each one of their children, even Alashua. The father looked at the flat ocean and said, "We'll go fishing here, for the Kalapiliwit have promised never to catch children with their parents, and a promise is a promise." Then they all did go fishing quite happily, except for Alashua. She'd been too close to the Kalapiliwit and could still hear them singing with voices that sounded like blowing snow. human child, ours to have, ours to hold. Forget your mother, forget your father, ours to hold under the ice." And that, my friends, is the end of the story, A Promise is a Promise. So the Kalapiliwit is an imaginary Inuit creature, or folklore if you believe it, which I do, somewhat like a troll that lives in the Hudson's Bay. It wears a woman's parka made of loon feathers and reportedly grabs children when they come too near the cracks in the ice. Inuit traditionally spend a lot of time on the sea ice, so the Kalapiliwit were clearly invented as a means to help keep small children away from dangerous crevices. Michael Kusugak, the author, thinking back to his childhood in the Arctic, made up a story about his own encounter with the Kalapiluit. He sent it to Robert Munsch, who then, helped make it. You liked it? I know, isn't it a beautiful story? I think it's super cool. It's creepy though. Like, these things are creepy. So I thought it was good for today. I thought it was good. What's this? I don't know what this is. I'm gonna remove whatever this is. Doopy doopy doo. That was good. Yeah, I know, I like it. All right, let me get rid of this thing. How do I get out of here? Beautiful. All right, let's make another thingy. You love folklore from around the world. So cool to hear. I know, isn't it amazing? I love it. Let's see what else we can find in this one. Oh, what's this? Oh, so cute. Wait, I can take a photo too? Oh my god. Wait, selfie cam. Ah, look, it's me! That's so cute. No wonder people have cameras. Ellie, if you have, if you press C, you can get a camera up and take photos. This is very cute. I want to live here. Boop. Also, I think we have some more, we still have some more stories, so I will... Whoa. Whoa, look at this one. I'm putting a like on this. Isn't that so cool? But yeah, C is camera, and then you can do a selfie. Look how cute I am. I love it. I love it so much. Yay. What's the filter? I can change the filter. That's so sick. And you can also zoom in and out. That's crazy. Okay, anyway. We'd be nice to go in the little houses. Some of them are open. Some of them are open. Let me see. This one is. Let's go look. Is this supposed to be calcifer? If it is, that's really cute. It has like a little thingy in there. A little stove, wood burning stove. We got a horse thing. What else we got? Dusty fields. Oh, let's go in this barn, guys. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, look at that. Oh my god. That's so cute. What if I want it to be like in here? Hold on, can I? Selfie cam. Oh! It can be either of the characters, guys. Oh, oh. That's so precious. I love it so much. Oh my god. All right, anyway, let's go into this little barn here. Oh, look at the barn. Ooh, this is cool. Whoa, that's creepy. There's music playing in here. Okay. Should we do something crazy? I want to walk out on here. I think I'm gonna fall. I love the barn so much. Guys, do you think we're gonna fall? The rats in the Ouija board, I know. Let's see if we fall. Oh! We did, but we lived. Oh, it's a band! Stop, is this my new favorite thing of all time? I'm kind of upset. Aliens are real, stop paying rent. How have I never heard of this before today? Like, this is so good. Haunted by ghosts? Have you considered you were the ghost all along? Know the signs. 1, you can't really remember your past. 2, when you try to leave the house, you get lost in a foggy forest. 3, people don't seem to really notice you. 4, you never need to go to the washroom. 5, you still dress like it's the 1950s. Oh god, it's me. Maybe it's time to pass on and stop being a creep. This is the best thing I've ever done. I fear it doesn't get better than this. I can't believe this is free. I'm so shook. Oh, what's this say? OT, okay. Well, All right, let me just find something interesting. Ah, cute. Oh, free pins. I want a pin. How do I take it? Oh my god. I collected a pin! I collected a pin! I collected the pin! Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I can put a pin on my ghost now. Look at how cute I am. I'm gonna cry. This is so adorable. I can put a little hat on. Oh my god. Alright, let's make another pumpkin. Maybe we do this little guy? Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, I'll put this up. Let's read another story then. What do we have still? We have, let me see. I think Sawa had a second one, so we'll read that one now, I think. All right, here we go. When I was little, I had a dream. At the end of our hallway was a second living room which had been built on, and it was where we'd normally place our Christmas tree in our primary hangout spot. It had a lovely wood-burning fireplace that made it so cozy. However, I had a dream one night that an angel was holding back flames from exiting the room into the rest of the house. When I told my mom about it, she confirmed that there actually had been a fire in that room previously, but in the basement of the house, and it had reached into that room, but no further, and my parents were really thankful that it hadn't gotten too damaged. So was it a dream, or was it confirmation that my home had been protected? That's crazy. That's a really cool story. So you had a dream that that living room was protected from fire, and there was in fact a fire that like just barely reached your living room? That's cool. That is so cool. I love dream-based stories. That's so sick. All right, I think I want to do a self-portrait on this one, like a little me in a witch hat or something. It could be kind of fun. That's so sick. All right, let me draw this. We'll do the scrapey tool for now, and then we will, oh wait, load? Oh, no. What's this? Save, visit, more. Okay, no, I think we're good. Okay. All right, scrapey. That's so cool, you guys. Thank you so much for sharing all your stories. This has been so fascinating. So this is me in my glasses. And this is the, like, hat. And then we got my hair and my neck here. Thank you for the opportunity. Of course! Oh my gosh, thank you for participating. It's been so fun. And then I got a little cape on, like so. What else am I supposed to do for this? Maybe I should do like a little mouth. Oh, I could do little eyes too. This is so fun. Guys, thank you for doing this with me today. I feel like this has been such a cute little day. Also, I think I want to do a bit of hair up here so I don't look like completely bald. I don't know if that makes any sense or comes through, but hopefully it does. Let me see what this looks like at night. Oh, that looks terrible. Okay, hold on. We gotta do a bit more scraping, it looks like. Maybe we'll do, oh, you know what? What if I do a little bit of a thing like this? I'm just, like, almost like an outline, you know? Okay, yep, we're getting there. We're getting there. Okay. Maybe like this. Are the Halloween build tours next Friday? Yes, they are. Right. Okay, so we are touring my first ever shell. Oh my god, I can't type. We're touring my first. Oh my god. We are touring my first ever shell challenge next week. Oh Jesus. On Friday, and I'm gonna be dressed up for Halloween more so than I already am right now, as Agnes Crumplebottom, and we're gonna do all the tours. And I'm gonna not the shield. Oh my god. There we go. It's better. And I'm really excited. We have quite a few submissions already, which is cool. So you can still enter. Yes, Lil Ratty, you have plenty of time to enter if you would like to. If you want to participate in the shell challenge, you've got lots of time. You've still got like a week left. And then we're going to tour them at 1 p.m. EST. Oh, hello. I mean, that's pretty good. So yeah, shield challenge. It's not too difficult. I opened it up September 1st. So everyone's had 2 months to do it, but you still have 1 week. It has to be spooky or Halloween themed. You can use For Rent. Ignore that. I did get For Rent in the time that passed between me opening the shell challenge and now, which was crazy. But anyways, so it just has to have hashtag Snappy Halloween, and I think that's. I mean, it's pretty chill. I just want to see people try it. You don't have to, you know. I'm not worried. I'm sure you guys will all do great. I'm gonna make my glasses frames so that it's like really clear that these are glasses frames. Hopefully. Like this. Also, has anyone seen that new film? Oh my god, what is it called? Oh no, that's not what I wanted to do. Back down here. Roof Man? Because my partner and I just went to go see that, and oh my god, I cried. You need to lock in and finish the shell. Oh my gosh, please do. Pick one and finish it. Landscaping was a bit lacking, but I always feel that about The Sims. That's so fair. Oh, that's floating. That should not happen realistically, but you know what? That's okay. I'm grateful for it not really making any sense because, you know, then I can make a cool design. It doesn't have to follow physics at all. There we go. What is it about? Okay, so it's actually a true story about a man who escaped from prison and hid himself in a Toys R Us for 6 months and wasn't caught. And his MO, like his crime that he would commit, was like opening up a hole in the roof of like a McDonald's to steal money from the cash register. So he committed theft at like 45 different McDonald's locations via the roof. Yes! Yes, and he literally escaped prison. But the thing is, first of all, fantastic movie, like 10 out of 10. And second of all, emotionally devastating. I was not expecting to cry. I was expecting to laugh. But the fact that it was a true story, I think really made me sad because I was like, this man had to turn to a life of crime. It's you'll see. I don't want to spoil it then for you, but like it's crazy. The one thing I will say that's always fun though is that they actually have all the pictures of the real guy at the end, so you can like see the real story and stuff. FBI hired the guy. Yeah, I know. He could have used those. Well, that's the thing. He had a lot of skill and he didn't actually hurt anybody really. So it's like, you know, thank goodness. But yeah. Anyway. That's looking kind of cute, guys. I feel like that's kind of cutie. Also, I'm going to put like a little, maybe like a buckle here to get the vibes. Okay, I like this. Thank you. I think it's cute too. All right, let's read another story. Okay, so Phoenix is another story. Let's read that one. When I was about 19 or 20, I was living with an ex. We were relaxing in bed watching TV one night when he got up to get snacks from the kitchen. He walked past the bedroom window and double backed a moment later. Babe, come see this, he says. So I get up to look out the window. In the sky, there's about 6 to 8 different colored lights in a circle. They were floating/bouncing around, but always stayed in a circle. After a few minutes, they started flashing and changing colors. Then there was a single bright white light that appeared at the center like a spotlight. It swirled around, shining and lingering on a few different spots in town. Then the entire ring of lights started moving further away and up into the sky until they finally disappeared. Oh my god. UFO story? No, you're so good. Please don't ask why, honestly. Woo! Aliens. Aliens! I love a UFO story. No, that's actually crazy, Phoenix. I'm not surprised. There's all sorts of crazy things that happen. Wow. Yeah, that's so wild. You love UFOs and stories? I know. I love that too. Alright, I have another one. Let me go back up. Okay, I'm gonna expand this. I can't see. Why can't I see this? Oh, there we go. View the whole file. Wait, no, this is still small. What the heck? Hold on. Oh, Jesus. Okay, I guess I'll have to download it. It was like a TXT thing. Okay. I know, I love UFO stories. You identify as an alien. I love that for you. I love that for you. Where is this thing? I just tried to open. Oh, here it is. Okay, here we go. Here's another one. Back in the late 2000s, I was in my early 20s and living happily for a few years as a broke expat in Berlin. One of my roommates, who was from the UK, and I were out late-ish seeing a band play. Sandy, welcome in. Thank you for sewing your daily button. About midnight or 1 a.m., and afterwards we were headed home, walking through a relatively central but quiet part of the city towards the subway station entrance. We were in high spirits after a couple drinks and a fun night out. Oh, I love that for you. Please don't ask why. Happy Saturday indeed. Happy Saturday. We're doing some spooky stories and carving fake pumpkins. It's very fun. I love that for you. Anyways, after a fun night out, not too drunk, just a little tipsy, and we were laughing and chatting, probably somewhat loudly, as we headed arm in arm towards the subway entrance, which was ahead of us down at the far end of a long, quiet street. It was late October/early November and still warm enough for it to feel nice to walk outside, and the misty air hung in yellow halos under the streetlights. Just as a little gust of wind blew some leaves across the pavement in front of us, we both became aware of a figure walking ahead of us in the mist. From the back, it appeared to be an older woman, stooped over, carrying bags in each hand, walking with a very pronounced limp, sort of dragging one of her legs along behind her. We were speaking English and nearly about to pass around her on the sidewalk when the woman cried out rather exaggeratedly in English with a thick German accent, "Oh, help! Won't somebody help me?" She didn't sound frightened or worried so much as deeply demanding, and her tone of voice suggested she expected to be helped. My roommate tried to keep us moving ahead past her, but I softened and slowed down my pace because, after all, this was an elderly woman carrying bags late at night, and she clearly couldn't walk very well. I know, isn't it? I asked her what she needed help with, and she said, "It's my leg. Help me carry the bags. I live just over there." And she nodded toward an apartment building entryway a half a block up the street. My inner Good Samaritan instincts kicked in, and I responded automatically, "Oh, of course we'll help you." My roommate seemed decidedly less enthused for some reason, but begrudgingly followed me as we each grabbed one of the woman's bags and carted them to the doorstep up the street. As the woman's face came into sharper relief underneath a nearby street light, I realized that she looked exactly like a witch out of a German fairy tale. Bent posture, large wart on her nose, grayish-white, scraggly hair, and she was wearing dark wool clothing with a hood. I was honestly taken aback by her appearance and nearly gasped out loud, but again, wanting to be polite, I pushed this to the back of my mind. Who cares what she looks like, I told myself. She's just an elderly lady who needs our help. When we arrived at her building's doorstep, the entryway door was surprisingly ajar. Not the norm at all in the neighborhood we were in. And she pushed it open easily, suddenly seeming to possess more strength than she had moments before, and leaned forward to hold it open for me so that I could go in first and she would be behind me. She gestured up a dark and dingy flight of stairs and breathed, "Just up the stairs, just up the stairs." I froze in my tracks for a second in the doorway as my tipsy 23-year-old brain tried to puzzle it out. Logically, the polite thing to do would be to carry the bag up the stairs for this woman, right? But then again, all the hairs were standing up on the back of my neck, and the building's hallway and narrow staircase in a dim fluorescent yellow light looked awfully foreboding. Oh, thank you for your lurk. No worries at all. No worries at all. I could just make out a doorway at the top of the stairs on the right-hand side that was also slightly ajar, leading into an apartment. An air of intensely stale, musty smoke wafted down the stairs, and there was a tone of stark urgency in the woman's voice as she urged me to step fully inside and get up the stairs as quickly as possible. If I had to describe her tone, it wasn't too far from the voice of a cartoon villain rubbing their hands together while hatching a nefarious plan. As I stood in the entryway, tipsily trying to weigh the very bad feeling in the pit of my stomach against my lifelong fear of being impolite, I actually giggled at how absurdly horror movie-esque the moment felt. So much so that it couldn't be a real threat, right? It was too spot on, so I must be imagining it. Fortunately, my roommate, who'd seen more stuff in her life than I had at that point, literally yelled out, "Oh, heck no!" Except the other word, hooked her arm into mine and pulled me out of the door and walked down the street as quickly as possible. The old woman yelled disappointedly after us as my roommate whisked me across the street and down the subway stairs back into the safety of a warm, brightly lit public space full of people. Once we had safely escaped, my roommate shared two things that had set off definitive alarm bells in her head. One, she was certain that the woman's limp wasn't there initially as she walked ahead of us, and that it had only appeared as we got closer to her. And two, in her words, as you stood in the doorway, I suddenly knew that she had a creepy adult son waiting for us at the top of the stairs who was going to chain you to her bed. Perhaps it was just our fanciful imaginations, but I've always felt grateful to my roommate's instincts for keeping us away from whatever was at the top of those stairs. I would have ran too, Ellie, honestly. That was crazy. I would never, like, helping a person with their groceries, I would leave them at the door. Like, that'd be the farthest I would take that, you know? That is crazy. Alright. Cautionary tale. Alright, side number 2 here. What should we put on this side? I would have been gone. I know. Oh my goodness. Alright, let's see. Whoop, bleh. Just a reminder to anyone who's just popped in, we do in fact have a sale going on subs, and 5 gifted subs will get you a 5-card tarot reading today. We're doing all month long tarot incentives, so if you, well, here, let me just do it. Boop, 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 boop. So we have either bit or sub like rewards, and we also have it via channel points, so if you want to do a 1-card or a 5-card spread, you can use your channel points towards that as well. And also any throne donations also count towards this. But I did put a sale on for 5+ gifted subs, just so you know. And yeah, that's a pretty slay discount for a 5-card tarot spread if you would like. Alrighty, let's carve another pumpkin. I think I want to do a goose. I think I want to do a Lucy goose. Which one should I do? Let me see. I can open up her emotes here and see if she's got one that I can do. Maybe we can do, like, the sus one. Here, let me put that in there. Okay. Scrape tool first. I think I want to do the beak. Let's do the outline in this stuff, the scrapey doodles. I love her new emotes, by the way. The driving one cracks me up. Okay, I think that's a pretty good start. And then we can do the beak using regular carving. And, okay, this goes up to here. Maybe I'll just do a little bit like so. Okay. I'm gonna carve the beak like this. My fave one. I know, the eyebrows are so good, aren't they? Boop, 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 boop. There we go. I'm debating spending my buttons on 5-card tarot spread, but I'm also 17,000 away from pod royalty. Oh my gosh. Honestly, totally up to you. Totally up to you. Totally up to you, bestie. No, I know. The driving one kills me. I need a button mash emote too. Okay, so we, here's a sneak peek. I've been making some new emotes, or like drafting some new ones. So I also have a button push one. I've got the little ghosty one. I've got a singing, yapping one. We got me doing tarot. So it's a little pea guy with a little tarot card, and it's going to be like, you know. And then we'll have a crystal ball. And then a cow plant eating the pea. They're so cute. Thank you. And then we also have a little teacup spinning one that I'm hoping to do as well. I know the cow plant one's going to be hilarious once I actually do it. Beautiful drawings. Thank you. They take forever to make though, and we're far away from a new emote slot, but I would love to have one of those emotes be added. The next emote slot unlocks at 150, which is why the goal is so high. Obviously that's kind of crazy, but yeah, there you go. Every little bit counts. Can't wait to unlock these emotes. I know. It's gonna be a while, but it'll be worth it. Okay, so do we do like, oh, you know what? I think I'll scrape a, oh, where's my reference gone? Oops. Oh, there it is. Okay. We'll do a big circle here for the eye. And then a second one here for the other eye. And then we'll do a little hole in the very center where the like pupil is. And then we'll do like the little sweat bead up here. Wait, how do I? There we go. I love Lucy's emotes. There's a little sweat mark. You love this so far? Thank you. Is there any? Hold on, let me check my. What am I missing? I don't think I'm missing anything technically, but I feel like I've missed out on making the beak have more details on it, which is a shame. Oh my gosh, Sandy, what the heck? Thank you. You subbed it. Hold on. You subbed it tier 1 for 3 months in advance. Thank you so much. What the heck? Can we get some hype in chat? We've had like far too many subs today. That is so very kind of you. What the heck? What is happening in the House of Commons? Thank you for that. Oh my gosh, we've had a lot going on here. But thank you so much, Sandy. I so appreciate that. We got so many of us. How many sub points are we at, actually? I can check that. Should probably do that. All right, let's see. Stream manager. Boopy doopy doo. Oh, we're at 99 sub points. Yo, that's crazy. Yeah, our next emote unlocks at 150. That's so wild. Thank you so much. That was very kind. You never need to feel the, honestly guys, like if you cannot support monetarily at all, like genuinely do not worry about it whatsoever. It is not that big of a deal. I'm so happy to have you here no matter what. Just you being here is more than enough. Sandy, now what in the heck is happening? Thank you for the 100 bits. You've now got a bit badge. 75, oh, we're 75% of the way to my goal of 1,000 bits. Thank you for that. That's very kind. What is happening? This is my face right now. I do see things. I do see. Dang. All right. Yeah. Woo. Woo. I don't know. Should I do something else too? Maybe I'll do like a. Maybe 2 is enough. Oh no, I'll do something on this side maybe. Oh Jesus, that's not what I meant to do. This way. There we go. I might go because it's 2 a.m. and I'm tired, but thanks for the cool. Oh my gosh, of course. Yes, thank you for popping in and thank you for listening to all these stories and everything. This has been such a fun time. Thank you for being here. I hope you have a wonderful sleep and a wonderful rest of your night. It's been a very fun stream. Very good. Very cutie. All right, well, I'll leave this one up and then we can read another story then. This one. Open this one up here. Okay. Here we go. I know that what I'm about to tell you sounds like a classic spooky story trope, but it truly happened, and to this day my husband and I still can't figure out what we saw that night. Late one freezing cold February night, some 25 years ago, we were coming home from visiting friends. The fact that it was cold is important. It was about 10 Fahrenheit. Oh, Jesus. What's that in normal people temperature? Is that like... That's like -5 or something. What is that in real money? Real temperatures? I don't know. 10 degrees Fahrenheit sounds cold though, because freezing is 35, right? It's cold. It's cold. Under freezing, yeah. You shared your... Oh my gosh, Jen, I'm so excited. Okay. The cold was biting. We were on the last mile to our house, and it was around midnight. We took a left off the old state highway onto a narrow half-mile long road that winds past a tidal marsh. The first 1/10 of a mile of that road is creepy even in broad daylight because of the stillness and hush and the trees hanging overhead on either side. -12, got it. Oh, there's a diagram? Slay. You really enjoyed the stream? Thank you, Seabliss. Thanks for being here. At this time, a developer had built homes along the second half of this road, and that's where he hit the first street light, as the road begins to climb. Prior to that point, the road is pitch black, and you need to put your high beams on. Just as we emerge from the dark and reach the first street light, we see her. Up ahead of us, walking in the same direction we're driving, is a woman strolling slowly up the left-hand side of the road, lit up by our headlights. Her back is to us as she climbs the hill. Her long blonde hair flows down her back, and she's wearing a diaphanous dress or nightgown that you can see the shape of her body through in the headlights. No winter coat or hat, and this is what chills me to the bone. She's barefoot. She is strolling up the street as leisurely as if it was a warm July night. My husband, who is driving, turns and looks at me with a shock on his face. And we just kept driving. Neither of us looks over our shoulder back at her as we pass her. We are irrationally afraid. What if she wasn't there when we look back? When we got home just 2 minutes later, we raced into the house, turned on all the lights, and talked about what we had seen. We tossed around every rational explanation we could think of. She was sleepwalking, she was mentally ill, she had an inability to experience cold or pain. But where did she come from? The direction she was walking from was either the old state highway or the tidal marsh. We debated whether to call the police, but what would we have said? It would sound ridiculously implausible, a woman in a thin cotton gown walking barefoot on a freezing winter night. The next night, which was just as cold, out of curiosity I conducted an experiment. I took off my shoes and socks and attempted to go for a leisurely stroll on our driveway. After just a few steps, I found it wasn't humanly possible to do. So who or what did we see? Dun dun dun! That's spooky ooky ooky. Woo! Alrighty. Oh my god. Jen, I'm going to download this image and we're going to put it up on stream because that is so funny. Yeah, -12 is wild. That is so spooky. Alright, here we go. Let's do this one. There's nothing weird about yeah, that's perfect. Okay. There we go. Make this a bit bigger here. This is a perfect diagram. It's great. Gorgeous, Jen. I love it. Okay, spoopy. Alright, here we go. My first UFO story, says Jen. I was in 7th grade, which is middle school, and was sitting in my government class waiting for class to start. Wait, pause. What is government class? What does that mean? Is that like social studies or history class or something? Government class? Woo! I'm so curious. I don't know what government class is. Anyway. My seat was in the row closest to the windows, and we were on the 2nd floor of the school. Oh, oh, okay. Wait, really? I know what social studies is. I don't know what government is. Anyway. We were on the 2nd floor of the school. For context, the 2nd floor was the highest floor. The windows faced out across the rest of the school, which is all one floor, so I could see the roofs of the other buildings. Okay, so I see. So we got the one floor, and then the 2 floors where Jen was. Okay. Which is UFO. Alright, as I waited for class to start, I was absent-mindedly staring out the window when I noticed a very large, round, dark shadow pass over the roof of the adjoining building. It moved quickly from the front of the school, passed over the building, and continued beyond past the school over the athletic fields that were at the back of the school property. I knew instantly that it had to be the shadow of a UFO. I looked around the classroom to see if anyone else had seen it or was reacting, but no one else had caught it. After class ended, I met with my friends in the hallway briefly and told them about what I had seen. They didn't think it was a UFO, and no one even suggested that I had seen the sun's and one even suggested that I had seen the sun's shadow. And the sun cannot have a shadow, so that is impossible. Wow. So it like went the direction of that orange arrow, just like across, like a big circle, like a big dark circle, basically. That is so wild. Because that's not really the shape of like a plane or a helicopter shadow. I'm trying to think what else it would be, but yeah, that's pretty spooky. Just zip right across very fast. Yeah, that's so strange. Definitely not like a bird or something. How big was it, would you reckon? Like multiple meters across? I love that you illustrated this for us as well. That's so funny. All right, let's go back to the festival. We're gonna call this one Goose. I know, I love the diagram too. 40 feet across? Oh my god. That's a lot. Okay, we're at the Wacky World again. Oh, we can have a flash. Oh, guys, we can have a sorry for the moving around. We have a flashlight. I love this so much. Look, it's Cinnamoroll. That's super cutie. this one say? Oh wait, is this Toothless from the Dragon? Wait, I can't tell. It's really cute though. That's why I was shocked no one else had seen it. Yeah, I know. Like I don't even understand that. That is so wild. Totoro! You're getting a like. That one is for sure getting a like. I love walking through the woods here. Ooh, look at this whole display here. You're stuck in the weird world. Well, you can just, you can just change it. I can go to the weird world. I'll go there. All the pumpkins are so good. Where are you at? I'll find you. You've seen more? Oh my gosh. I wonder if there's, okay, like not to diminish. I wonder if there is like a military place near where you are. And they just do suspicious things, you know? Oh my gosh, there's someone on the roof. Wait, can I go up there? I want to go up there. I want to go up. Let me up. Please. I want to go up. Oh, man. So close. There's army bases near you? Interesting. The Barn of Terror. Okay, I'll join you in a minute. We're gonna do a little words on stream for a second here. Alright, enjoy. I'll be back in a few minutes. I do need to go get some more water though. All right, welcome back from ads. Thank you so much for sitting through those. I really do appreciate it. They help support the channel. Sorry, I'm just making sure everything is all in good order. Wherever is a great shout. Oh shoot, I'm covering the letter. Well, it's an E over here. But evidently it's all fake. Okay, I think we're good. I'm gonna take my glasses off. Unfortunately, it's causing me a headache right now. We're not gonna get, oh, actually we could get this one. Hold on. Ugh. What's the fake letter, by the way? What about like Reeve? Why do I have hair in my mouth? What's happening? Oh no. Or no. Hello? The way I haven't even been putting this in the chat. Oh my god. Oh no. Ah! Wait, why isn't Veer? Oh, Veer already got done. No. We're literally one away. Oh wait. 65 out of 58. Oh, we passed. Oh, I don't know why I'm panicking. I thought we it was 65 out of 68 or something. I don't know. Anyway. Ugh. Okay. My mother is texting me. Just trying to book flights or something. Congratulations. Good job, everybody. Okay. Anyway. Okay, so Ellie, I'm at this like maze here. Do you want to do the corn maze with me? I don't even know where I couldn't find you. I'm sorry. I'm not exactly sure. I forgot where you said you were and then I got lost trying to find you. But I feel like this maze would be fun. And then do we have any other stories? We might not. We might not. I don't know. Let me check something. Nope. Zooby dooby zoo. There's 1 hour left of the sale on the subs, by the way. That is me staring at you. Oh yeah, you're the— oh my god, wait. You're the kitty? Hi! Yay! I'm so excited. Alright, let's go in the little maze. Let's see what's up. I'm gonna get lost so easily here. Should we go— we'll go straight maybe first? I don't know. This is so funny. One of your true stories is about the guy who's deeply invested in the history of Area 51. He actually got in. Oh, that's so cool. Remember in 2019 when we all like went and stormed Area 51? And by that I mean like the internet. There's not even been any offshoots yet. Where are we? Oh, this is tough. I mean, we're zooming here, but like there's not anywhere to go, I fear. What is this? I don't know. Okay. Maybe I'll go this way. That's so sick. I remember that. That was such a funny time. That was before COVID and everything. Ooh. Ellie's going faster than I am. Oh, here we go. We found a spot. Oh, look at all these cutie. Look, it's Kirby. You graduated SFX school that day and made alien magnets for it. Oh my gosh, I love that for you. Okay, maybe this way. Wait, no, that's the way we came. I'm dumb. Maybe this way? This is so funny. Wee. Oh, there's so many other ghosties here now. Alright. I love that you got a little kitty face, Ellie. Wee. I can't believe they made a maze. Should we go maybe in here? Yeah, let's go here. Is there anything interesting to find? Oh, Jesus. Feels like a hair on my arm. And it scared me. Wee. Oh my god, we should take a photo here. Hold on. Let's see. How do we take a photo again? See? Let's do a selfie. Uh-oh. This is— oh. Yay! It's me and Ellie. We're little cuties. Hold on, I gotta exit out of this mode so I can be with your camera. Where are you? Oh, hello. You wanna take photos too? Isn't that so cute? Yay! We have photos together now. Oh, here we go. Oh, here we go. Oh, am I in it? It looks like the camera's facing the wrong way, but I can't go in the bush. Oh. This is hard. Oh, it's there. It's there. I see. Cheese! love this so much. The multiple photos, L-A-I-K, that's so funny. All right, beautiful. Whee! All right, I think I'm probably, here, I'll like this pumpkin. Why not? Let's go into just chatting. That's so creepy. It's so cute. It's so creepy, but it's so cute. All right, I'm probably gonna quit. Oh, it's just quitting altogether. Okay, well, that's fine. Oh, I also yesterday bought myself Are We There Yet? Let me go to just chatting here. Which is like a brand new silly little game, and I really want to play it with somebody, so if you have it, let me know. Welcome back from your lurk, Sandy. Welcome back. Also, do you see the imprint from my glasses on here? You played it yesterday. I know, I saw, I know, I was so busy last night, but I was lurking and then I kept seeing you guys play it and I thought it was so cutie. I might take the hat off for our little outro here. But this has been so fun. Yes, the others as well. I don't remember exactly what was happening that day. I think it was Kara and other people, maybe. Let's see if this works today. Yeah! Oh. Okay, well, the second part, it kind of works. Let me see about Kara. Hold on. I think it's how you do the username, right? Okay, there you go. You know what? That'll do. That'll do. That's beautiful. How's stream going? It's good. It's good, Lauren. We were just gonna maybe finish up now. But it has been so fun. I can't believe we got the earbuds funded. I'm so shook. But basically, I haven't had any like wireless Bluetooth earbuds before, and the little wired ones that I had hurt my ears so badly and are so sucky. But the ghost stories have been so fun. I'm so appreciative of all the thrown donations and everything and all the chaos today. It's absolutely been wild. So thank you so much for doing that. I loved everyone's ghost stories. Thank you for submitting them. This has been amazing. Let's go see who we can go and raid. I think. Ooh, okay. Are you guys open to seeing a horror game? I don't think it's that scary. But do you guys want to go see a scary game? It's a friend of ours. If not, that's okay. You can still raid and run. Maybe we'll just go say hi anyway. I'll probably be lurking because I can't do horror games, but honestly, I love Void, so we're gonna go say hi to Void. Let's grab our raid message and our sub raid message. We're gonna go say hi to Little Void, who is a big supporter of our channel, is one of our VIPs. We love her. She's lovely. She's so sweet. Thank you for being here and for being silly and joining me in the pumpkin carving and everything. This has been lovely. I'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow's stream is also at 1 p.m. EST. Sorry, I'm just looking at my calendar to remember what I had in mind. I think what I'm doing is finishing off my shell challenge. So we're gonna hopefully do that. And obviously I can still address it again tomorrow about the current state of The Sims 4. So every time I'll play it, we'll go over it if we need to. I just didn't think we needed to address it today. But anyways, I love you guys. You guys take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time. Okay, bye!